Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? I just scared the dog. I'm here with my daughter's dog. Let me see if I can call him over. I'm in bed because he's laying beside me. Hey, Ryder. Hey, Ryder. Say hi to everybody. You say hi to everybody. He was laying on me, pawing at me, and he's like wants to be petted the whole time. So I thought I would be off screen. How's everybody doing? That's Ryder. He is my daughter's doggy, and he hasn't been. I know he is adorable. My daughter and I lived together when she got him with her fiance Josh, and but he lived with us, and so I've known him since he was a baby, but he hasn't been to the new place yet. So I brought him here today because it was just too hot without air conditioning this summer for him. So it's Dallas's. I was at his place today, my daughter's house. Dallas, my stepdaughter, it was her birthday today. She's 5. So, anyways, I brought him home with me because he's like, as soon as he got into my apartment, he did his sniffing around, got some water and food because I took him for a walk in the rain on the way back in the forest. And then he's just been laying on my bed ever since. He's like, my daughter laughed because he's so exhausted with the 2 kids. It's chill here. I can sleep. Thank you, Corinne Danielle. She is such a cutie. Oh my God. I met her when she was 2.5, and um, she was singing Celine Dion and just, hey, Twisters and Sharon and Corinne Danielle. I'm going to say hi to everybody in a second here. She was singing in Celine Dion, like 2.5 on the lawn, like, and she loves Celine Dion, loves, loves. So they got her one of her gifts was karaoke, karaoke machine. So she was dancing and performing to Celine Dion for us today at 5 years old. She knows all the words to half her songs. It's wild, wild, wild for a 5-year-old. It's like an old soul. Yeah. So anyway, okay, Ryder, lay down. This is why I was off screen because he's gonna, he's gonna be in my face. Okay, let's get back on here. So how's everybody doing? Let's say hi to everybody who's in the crowd here. Sharon from Georgia, welcome in, my dear. And Sharon Parker from Florida, welcome in, my dear. Catalina from California, welcome in, my dear. Lola, say hi to our beautiful mods. And we have Marie Curie, welcome in, honey. How are you? Krista, welcome in, our other mod. You're at work, I know, honey. It's late for a lot of people. It's got a smaller group here today. Kaika, welcome in, honey. I just to let everybody know, I'm not gonna be babysitting. I usually take hello, Twisters. Nice to see you, honey. Ontario, California. Hello, Marie Curie. Um, Sharon and Kieran, Danielle and Wendy. I not going to talk about this case after today for a little bit. I want to get back to Jack and Lily and Sebastian, unless there's some new information. And it's it's really interesting that it's since that report where yours truly had her little. I shouldn't have had such a rant yesterday, but man, it ticks me off. I'll tell you why it ticks me off. It ticks me off because, well, I'll show you a video. I'll find it in a second. Everybody has backed off the case now. And you're going to see tonight why I'm upset because we're going to show you some videos. Hey, Kaika, thanks for doing the number thing, sweetie. Hit the like on the way in. Um, Tonight we're gonna talk a little bit about what I went off with last night. I want to show you some statistics. I did some research last night on chat, and I watched a local news report of the mayor of Minneapolis, and I want to show you that 2-minute clip, and then I want you to think back to yesterday's DA, because one of them's a leader and one of them's not, in my opinion. And I know I'm being really hard on them, but I probably being a little hard on them yesterday because this sit down and be quiet, you keyboard warriors, is never going to happen, number one. But it's more about the complacency. I don't like my dad. Let me put it this way. My dad like drove me to be, was hard on me to a point that was almost extraordinary when I was kid. And it was tough being growing up in that environment. I would get a 90% and you'd go, oh, that's great, kid. Where did the other 10% go? Like my dad was literally a genius. My grandfather and his brothers all genius level, literally. My uncle read himself to read science textbooks when he was 5 years old, like no exaggeration. So it was a lot of pressure to perform. But the thing is when we become complacent to where things are just because that's the law and that's the current system, how do we ever expect to make headway with what's going on with our kids in this country, in this part of the world? I'm Canadian, your country, America, all around the world, our kids need way better protection. We know trafficking rings and kidnapping and missing kids. And well, this is it, Wendy, but this case, if y'all noticed, there's been less reporting today. And I'll show you, Alatira has been told to stop. There's a video I'm going to show you tonight where he's been told to stop broadcasting. He was out in front of the courthouse and they literally came outside and told him to stop recording outside of the courthouse. Or no, that was actually, I'm sorry, that was when he left the press yesterday. I apologize. But I honestly don't understand this attitude to be quiet and this complacency, trust us. It's disappointing, especially since San Bernardino now it only falls 2% short of the national average for missing kids, but it's below the national average. And it's interesting because Steve Fisher, I'm not a fan of, but he posted on X. I'm going to show you that as I was chat GTPing last night until 1:30 in the morning on the stats from San Bernardino County and the amount of cases that judges, the people that they release, is outstanding. And it wasn't all the judge they blamed it on, and so they have a problem there. They have a problem in California and in that area because of the high population. They're understaffed, and a lot of these cases are getting pled out and just dismissed. Now, there's probably a lot of reasons for that, but they still are below the standard, the national U.S. standard for solving missing kids cases by 2%, according to the FBI data bank. So I just don't like the complacency, you know, of somebody that wants to be governor talking to the media the way he did. Um, wowza, 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 wowza. I think it was very disappointing for me. And I see a lot of people, it's a very mixed bag. A lot of creators just are like, whatever. I've seen creators say, I'm not going to cover it anymore. I've actually seen people that don't believe Brian Enton. I'm like, what the TF? Like, you're going to listen to that douchebag police officer? Supposed sheriff over Enton? That is wild to me. I have a friend who used to work for CPS in San Bernardino. She ended up quitting because it was impossible to keep up with her caseload. She was beyond her to literally hit like, yes, that's what I found out. And so hence probably why they don't have the squad cars to man the house and keep people from trampling through the crime scene. And hence why cases are getting tossed out. And it's that old adage of, that's just the way things are. It's that complacency that I cannot accept. I cannot accept the complacency. Um, Oh, good. So I want to show you, I forgot to pull it up, but I want to show you um, because, and I at the same time, want to talk about what happened in Minneapolis, obviously, and just our shout outs, right? Let's just see. Let me pull this up because I had everything ready to go and I forgot that. Globe and Mail. Nope. Hold on. Global News. It wasn't the Globe and Mail, it was Global News. Well, this is it. Like, it's absolutely. And I want to show you a video because I've been looking at videos to show you tonight. Of course, the one I forgot to show you is the first one. Global News, not Global Mail. Whoops. I want to show you. Um, Hang on, I gotta find yesterday's video. A writer is looking at himself in the mirror. This is never good. This is never good. Okay, this is it. I want to show you this. It's never good when Ryder looks at himself in the mirror because he's going to start barking at himself in a minute. Jesus. I want to show you this because the Minneapolis church shooter, and we'll listen to this and then we'll have a moment of silence after. But I want you, because I trained on training and coaching teams and leadership. By the way, that DA is not going to win. There's no way Sheriff Backo will either. Are they both running? See, I'm not sure how that works. Because I heard somebody say it was the sheriff running. I thought it was normally the DA that ran for, that's more of a political position, but maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, I bet. Good for you. Yes, Lisa, it's not alleged. If you want to be patient, I'll show it to you. And you're welcome to go back to last night's live and then live yesterday morning where we showed the video, but you're going to be waiting a little while because it's not first up. And it has been reported. It's not a secret, but it was reported on TikTok. But yes, on YouTube, I seem to be the only one showing it so far. So, um, anyways, I find it disappointing on how quiet it's gotten now. And but I want to, we'll do a little 1 minute of silence after this, but I want to show you preemptively, I want to speak to you about this is what a leader looks like. Here's the mayor of Minnesota, and this is what a leader looks like.
We need to be doing more than talking. It can't just be words. There needs to be action. And when we have seen school shooting after school shooting, when we have seen churches get shot up by horrible actors, I think the impetus has to be on all of us as leaders to do a whole lot more, to recognize that we've got more guns in this country than we have people. And it's on all of us to recognize the truth and the reality that we can't just say that this shouldn't happen again and then allow it to happen again and again beyond that. It's on all of us.
At this point, we know we have a total of 19 victims.
So Lisa, if you're going to be rude before we even start, before you've even taken a chance to go look at the video, you're going to just get booted out, bitch, because I'm not in your mood for your fucking fuckery. Okay? I just told you if you want to go look at the other videos or you want to be patient, but I'm not in the mood for your fuckery. So I'm deleting you. Bye-bye. Okay. So we don't do that shit on this channel. If you want to be polite and you want to be patient, I just don't deal with fuckery. Sorry. Um, So this was disappointing me because that mayor is saying what I was feeling yesterday because things suck, and it's just this complacency. That's why we are in such a mess with our kids. This might be around the subject of guns and shootings. Children were shot. It's all children and it's all law, and it's about doing better than we're currently doing. And that's why I was so bothered by that attitude yesterday, because we're never going to get better justice for our kids with a sheriff with an attitude like that. We're just not. It's okay, honey. Yeah, I think you should, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, sweetie, but thank you for that. Yeah, it's okay. I don't know because the girls have been having a hard time. Hey, Donna, how are you, honey? We've already booted somebody out, Donna. Um, so anyway, so I wanted to show you a few videos. I wanted to just tell you that I'm not trying to go on a rant deliberately to be a bitch, but I really truly believe that, as hard as it was with my dad pushing me, that we are too complacent as a society. Yes, we have times where we just are barely hanging on, a lot of us. It can be decades where life is so freaking hard you can barely get out of bed. I get it. I have been there. But at the same time, there's a lot of people that are more than capable of doing better, being a louder voice, pushing back against the system, who just turned a blind eye. And so that's what outraged me yesterday. So I want to just show you what Steve Fisher pulled up, and then we're going to show you some videos. Sorry, everybody. I don't mean to be rude like that. I'm just not in the mood for people like this in the chat. More than 1,000 case dismissals county-wide. So I'm not endorsing him. I'm just saying that his research, and I'll show you the chat research that I found yesterday, doesn't, it's not a good synopsis here. It doesn't look super good for San Bernardino. Um, and whatever the reason is, it's not to lay blame, it's just the reality. And so standing up there and not being real with people doesn't hurt, or doesn't help, rather. So this was for immediate release December 19th, 2022, a news release for Riverside County District Attorney. More than 1,000 case dismissals countywide. Countywide, over the past 10 weeks, Riverside County Superior Court judges have dismissed more than 1,000 criminal court cases. In October, the court stated that 2,800 pending cases were set for trial as of December 16th. There are about 2,200 backlog cases, and Superior Court judges have dismissed 1,098 criminal matters. On October 10th, 2022, Riverside County Superior Court judges started to dismiss criminal cases based on the lack of available trial courtrooms. Y'all, can you believe that? Because of the courtroom, lack of courtrooms. Ah. Case dismissals continue to occur daily across the county. These cases are both misdemeanors and felony cases and include nearly all crime types. About 83 felony cases have been dismissed so far. Felony cases dismissed include charges such as attempted murder, assault with deadly weapon, sex crimes, child abuse, domestic violence, and more. Many of the dismissed cases include a victim of crime. Our office respectfully disagrees with the decision the judges continue to make regarding mass case dismissals. A one-size-fits-all approach of blanket case dismissals is not the answer, said DA Mike Herstrom. We are continuing to ask the bench to look at each case individually to determine if there's good cause to continue the matter until a courtroom becomes available. 1,000 cases dismissed is 1,000 too many, Hurston continued. These are real cases with real victims. These victims deserve the right to have their case heard in a court of law. Our victims of crime are being deprived of justice because of the case backlog in the courts. The DEA's office is taking every available action to safeguard our community, such as arguing the dismissals in court, immediately refiling felony cases that are being dismissed, and filing appeals when appropriate. Misdemeanor cases that are dismissed cannot be refiled. The DA's office is committed to keeping the public informed regarding this public safety crisis and will continue to periodically release updated information regarding the case dismissals as that information becomes available. So, yes, good on him. My bad, for being so obnoxiously rude with him or about him yesterday. Yes. And I guess, it's was more, I was more upset with the sheriff because he was more about the keyboard warrior piece, but none of them were very impressive. None of them were very impressive. So he's redeemed himself in my books a little bit with this. So he's standing up for the justice system that's not serving. But the reality is they have a problem there. They have a problem. And so asking people to just trust them is not going to wash. Welcome, Tamarin. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Thank you. That's very kind of you. So, they have a problem in the justice system. So I'm glad he spoke out. The judge is absolutely, and I didn't mean to imply yesterday at all that the judge is not partially responsible. But let's not forget that Jake Haro was out he had broken his probation and they could have put him in jail. And that was months prior to baby Emmanuel's death. They didn't go after him. They didn't put him back in prison, and they had they had probable cause with his breach of his parole. Wasn't it because he was caught with a gun? And they didn't. Also, when he pled and the judge let him out, they didn't appear to contest it. They didn't appear to contest and appeal that judge's decision. Yeah, it's just I don't like the gaslighting. I don't like the gaslighting because they don't like the pressure on them, and because Brian Enton reported a story that they didn't want it to get out. And we're gonna get to some videos now, and I see why they didn't want it to get out. I understand why they didn't want it to get out, and you're gonna hear from somebody. We're gonna show some channels we don't normally, a few channels we don't normally show, and then we're gonna talk about that letter that I just tossed somebody out for. You don't have to stick around that long if you don't want to see this letter, but you can go back to last night's live and you can go back to the morning before that, like I instructed this lady. If you wanna see the video, it's irrefutable. It's irrefutable that there is a video of Rebecca Harrell dropping this paper in the bush. Now, what she intended to do with it, what it says, what her motives were, that's what we're trying to figure out. But for somebody, I don't like when people come out and call it crap when they haven't even taken the 2 seconds to wait or to watch the video. So, no patience for that. So let's watch this here. Let's watch this here.
Office better than most. Kim Begonia is a former Riverside County Deputy DA who's now in private practice. Kimberly, thank you so much for being on with me. Do you know any other details about this Perkins operation? Like, do you know if they used a law enforcement officer as the inmate plant, or did they use a jailhouse snitch as the inmate plant?
Hey, Ashley, thanks for having me. I don't know the specifics, the details of whether it was an inmate or whether it was an actual law enforcement agent undercover. What I do know is that I'm familiar with Perkins operations and the homicide team for several years, and it's a common tool that Riverside County.
Thank you, Donna. Thank you, Donna. I am, just by the way, whoever gets given that's very kind of you, sweetie. The membership is thanks to Donna, and YouTube decides unilaterally. So you can thank Donna for that. I'm going to go and I'm going to be doing a members live tomorrow. And then we will be back on Jack and Lily and Sebastian Rogers this weekend. Like I said earlier, I'm going to when there's news update next week, and if there's any updates that come out for baby Emmanuel, we'll cover it for sure. I'm not steering away from it, but until we have more to report, I'm gonna go. I really want to get back on Jack and Lily and Sebastian. So this will be the last time for until we get next. It's probably till next week when we have some updates to report on Emmanuel Haro.
And counties across the state use in order to obtain information. And it simply is just an undercover person posing as another inmate trying to get the defendant to make voluntary statements. And from what Brian's reported, that there was a Perkins operation in this case, and from other, buzzes around town, it seems to be that is what happened in this case. But whether it was an actual officer or another inmate, we don't know.
So, Ashley's going into damage control, right? And showing her support, which I love for Brian Etten. I love them both. And I love News Nation. I mean, my two favorites are Brian and Ashley, and I really like Chris Cuomo. He's the only one I used to love on CNN when I used to watch it, and I don't really watch CNN anymore, but I do like Chris Cuomo. I just like people that are direct and authentic, and you don't have to agree with his politics, but I like the authenticity.
I'm going to get to why that's important in a second, but I want to get to the meat of what he said. Do you know anything else about what he said to that other quote unquote inmate, other than I killed my baby and threw him in a trash can if the allegations are true? Was there any other detail? Was there any other information that came out in this conversation?
No, the information that I have is from the sources that Brian's reported from here on News Nation, that it seems that there was another crime scene. I think Mike Hestering confirmed that in his news conference today. Clearly, the crime scene that happened on the weekend was not the actual crime scene. He made it very clear there's a strong indication they know where the body is, which leads one to believe that there's a strong indication they know where it's at. And that's the same information that I have received, that they are roughly aware of where the body is, but it's going to be hard to locate.
Okay, so if I put two and two together, what that means to me, Kim, is that that if he's telling the truth to the plant in the jail cell, and he did throw his own baby in a trash can, if that trash went out with trash collection, it would end up at a landfill. Do you have any inside information as to whether they started searching local landfills?
No, I don't have any information as to whether they began searching actual landfills. All I know is what Mike reported on today at the news conference, that they have a strong suspicion and indication of where they are looking. And we don't know if it was a statement made to somebody in the jail cell, if it was somebody after the Perkins operation. It's a lengthy process, this Perkins operation, so there's several different stages. So the incriminating statements that Jake made could have been anywhere along the process of this operation, the beginning while in the cell with the inmates, or it could have even been made possibly after to the investigators. We don't know, but we just know that statements were made.
Yeah, I hope that they pile a whole bunch more charges on him if the pictures we're seeing right now were just a big old wild goose chase for lying to the authorities, tying up all of these good men and women's time, energy, and resources on what may end up to be once again, a big fat lie. Last question, Kimberly, I only have 30 seconds left. The legal issues that stem from the Perkins operation. If it's a law enforcement officer that they put in there in jailhouse garb, who gets that admission, I won't say confession, I'll say admission, isn't that problematic if the defendant has already invoked his Fifth Amendment right to remain silent to authorities? Or does it matter because he's talking out loud to anybody and it might be an authority?
Right, that's exactly right, Ashley. This tool has been around since 1990. It came about in a Supreme Court case called Illinois v. Perkins, and that very issue was decided. When you are in a cell, you do not have a privacy right. So if you are voluntarily giving statements to somebody whom you believe is another inmate, those statements can be used against you if they're incriminating, and it looks like that's what happened in this case.
Even if what you believe isn't true, it's actually a law enforcement officer. Watch for this one. Kimberly DeGonia, thank you so much.
So, y'all, do you believe you don't have to agree with me? That is for sure. But do you believe Brian Enton's reporting? Do y'all believe Brian Enton's reporting? I know I do. I know I do. Okay, let me see. Where are we going next? Y'all, did you hear? Did you hear? I'm going to show you this one next. We're going to go a little out of order. Yeah, Brian is solid. Exactly. Exactly. The other, yeah, this one, Smiley's World put up Ava Elatita, or Elatira, sorry. Alatira. So let me just give credit to her first. Smiley's. I think it's Smiley's Story World. Oh my God, my computer's. Oh yeah, I did a reading earlier, I meant to say, and then it took me forever to upload it. My computer's like literally on the brink of crashing. So I could not get 2 readings out this morning. So hopefully there'll be more coming tomorrow. Listen to this though.
I can't, not right now. Not right now. I'm not gonna.
So he's in. Look at the picture.
Please.
He's in front of the. He comes. This is after he left the news conference, and she's coming out to tell him to turn his camera off. Doesn't he not have a constitutional right? Does he not have a constitutional right to have his camera on? I mean, this is starting to sound like a Sebastian Rogers case. Like, what the dang? I think he has a right. I think he has more than rights to be out there. Watch this.
Please. I can't, not right now. Not right now. I'm not gonna. I promise. No, I'm not gonna. I promise. I promise you. I took a walk. Calm down. I'm using my indoor voice here, but I'm just like I'm gonna wait for them to come out. That's it. I'm not gonna get in trouble. I already know. This is the level you're gonna hear me here. Thank you. What's your name, ma'am? Amy, thank you so much. She's the supervisor here for the press conference. And you know what? We've seen officers walking this way now, so I understand now. Like, okay, I let off some steam, but I left. I didn't pop off in there. I could have, bro. And now I understand why people say all cops are bad. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much we try to help, you fucking shit on us, dog. And now you see why we don't trust the police. Now you see the disconnect. Now you see why people are like, Ahmed, don't gaslight them. Don't gaslight them. Now I see why, because you lied, bro. You freaking lied. You lied. You just lied to the American people. I'm sorry, bro. I'm not going to shift my focus. I support law enforcement. I recognize the work you do, and I respect all the chiefs. I respect the lieutenants. I respect all the staff throughout. But Chad Bianco, that was not it. And forgive me for being disrespectful. Bro, everything that I said to you didn't even matter or didn't even merit the level of disrespect that you shit on me, bro. I called you every name in the book, homie. And you know what? I actually thought you were different. I actually thought you were different. I actually thought. Stupid me, right? Stupid me, right? So, dog. Go, let me get another one.
I know,
That's
it's
the city workers, homie,
unbelievable,
from
Ruby.
Riverside. That's the way. A rato. That's what it's about.
It's really disgusting. And I want you to watch a video gonna watch next from a convict who served 24 years in the prison system, and he makes a very good point. Nobody's talking about Jake Haro now. Everybody's talking, and they've deflected the entire storyline away from Jake Haro. It's really disgusting. It's really disgusting.
Fucking Chad told me to get the fuck off the case. He told me I shouldn't be looking for the baby. He told me that nobody out here should be doing nothing but him and his boys. For what? So we believe everything you say? We have the press conference. So we have to believe everything you say because you're the high and mighty. So we have no voice. What about when we don't believe what you're putting down, homie? Who's gonna fact check you? Did you tell that? If you're telling us to get the hell away from the case, then why did you invite us to the media pool? Why did you invite us inside if you want us to have no part in this investigation? Oh, so we can report on it, but you don't want us to be down there, boots on the ground, huh? That's sad, bro. You should be congratulating people, saying, you know what? The community efforts really brought this national and world attention. Why don't you say that? I understand the part where you say where people were throwing misinformation, but that doesn't pertain to me, Holmes. That does not pertain to me. You were wrong. Thanks, guys. This is the community here. I got people at stoplights yelling, "Horn!"
I came out of work.
Honk your horn. There you go.
I left my job.
You see what I'm saying? If I'm doing so wrong by the world, then why are the people out here? She's at a fucking job. Excuse me, that's your daughter?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. This lady should be at work, homie. And you're at, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if I smell like shit.
No, you don't.
I'm sorry if I smell like shit, but I just got fucking smeared. Gotcha. I just got smeared. Got you on national TV. I'm sorry, mija. I don't need to. Here, you hold it. I'm sorry. Honestly, Uncle Flyboy, I'm not mad. I'm just very like, geez. I'm very.
Can I get a picture?
Yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
Can we get another sticker, girl?
Well, he has a right to be upset, man. They were so disrespectful to
I hope
him.
your day gets better.
It's gonna be better. I'm gonna go visit my mom right after
You
this.
can
And
have
she
some
got.
breakfast.
Thank you, girl.
Thank you.
Back to work now. I don't want you to get in trouble. If I smell like shit, sorry, but I just got a Mino fucking embarrada right now on the tira. Hi.
I heard it.
Did you hear it?
Yeah.
What did you think about that?
I think it's kind of messed up.
No, really. No, in all
I
seriousness.
do, because I think we should be able. You guys should be able to like say how
I
you
know,
feel
deeper
and
me.
ask what you want to ask questions. But
That was sad. I feel so little right now.
Yeah.
I feel like I smell like shit.
no, you don't.
Thank you. Here, let me give you guys a sticker.
And then she's gonna take a picture.
Yeah, that's fine.
Nice to see you, D for me. Don't worry, sweetie. We're really just getting started. So
I got another one for you guys here. Dude, I stormed out. As soon as he said that, I fucking walked out. I was about to
I
flip
was
him off.
waiting for you to ask another question.
I was
like,
trying to. I was trying to, and he seen me ask second question,
Yeah.
and he came straight forward, and he looked right at me.
Yeah.
And that's when he said what he said, and I was like, dang. That was towards me, bro.
Like he's like the real media. I was like, what does that mean?
He said the real media.
Like,
I had already
in
walked
other
off.
words-
I had already walked off.
In other words, that's what he was saying.
As soon as he told me to stay home,
Yeah.
I fucking walked out.
He's like, go get rest.
I'm fucking livid, bro. I'm sorry. Let me get a picture. Did you get it?
No, no, yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
God, this guy has been a hero in the true crime community, you know, and he got treated that way. And he was just trying to help the cause, you know. It's just rude. It's just really, really rude. And don't tell me he didn't know this guy was sick with cancer. That's why he told him, "Well, you should go to sleep." You know, I mean, he might have said, "Hey, I'm tired. I haven't slept all night." It could be, but they specifically targeted him, in my opinion, and they made fun of him when he was speaking Hispanic. He was laughing at him because he was having a hard time getting it out, and that's why he said, probably said, "I'm tired." And this guy chose to laugh at him. You can see the smugness when he's laughing. It's just no worries, honey. I'm just sad because he has now publicly said he's been told to stop covering the case, and so he's not going to cover it apparently now.
Bye, you guys. Have a nice day at work. Dude, I'm so sorry. I should just delete all my videos, huh? I should just delete all my videos that everybody wants.
Okay, honey.
All the on the tiras,
I've
all
been,
the searching, all of the
I will check your emails, but I'm slow to get back to people in emails. It's my least favorite mode of communication, and I get a lot of emails. And I've been out all day, sweetie, but I will check in the next couple days.
sources, I should just dump it. So they can't see my shit, and I'm gonna block them. As a matter of fact, baby, block that motherfucker, homie. Him and the Riverside County Sheriff's Department. No, you know what? I'm not gonna fault the department. I am not gonna fault the department, but I am gonna block that motherfucker, homie. Straight up. They're still in there. I'm not, you know what? I love the Riverside County Sheriff deputies, bro. But what they did to me in there, that was so sad and so disrespectful. And they did it in front of all my peers on top of that. And they did it in front of all my peers. And you know how hard I worked for that respect? You know how hard I worked to get in there? You know how hard I worked to be invited? You know how hard? Because they don't let people like me in. And I know you now. I know for a fact you would not let me in, bro.
and that's the way the world works. The sheriff's department and the DA decide who they're going to let into the newsroom, because they're going to let into the newsroom the people that do, just like you heard out of his mouth yesterday. Yes, everybody, please do the thumbs up. It really helps the channel grow. They're going to let the people into the newsroom that they want to let in. And as they said, and who reported what you were told to report on, right? Sounds like Sumner County here with Nick Barris. And it sounds like Sumner County with this woman having the nerve to tell him to turn his camera off outside after how they were so disrespectful. You see, that's the woman that drinks too much Kool-Aid, because in her soul, she's got to know how wrong that was. And I know we all have different, views on the world, but we all have a sense of what's right and what's wrong. And he was treated very, very disrespectfully compared to the other reporters in there. And anyways, we're gonna move on. We're gonna watch. And I want to say thanks to Brian Netton, because I absolutely love him and his reporting, and I trust him all day, every day. And I believe, yeah, I know, I know. This is it. And he didn't say that the police had already contacted him before that, did he? I don't know. Yes, everybody, there's 100 of you in the chat. I really love the likes. So let's watch this, and then we're going to watch a couple of different channels that we haven't watched before. But my two favorite true crimers here, my two favorite, if you want to call them traditional news media. But here's Brian Enton standing behind his story, and good on him, because, you know, they were talking about Brian Enton in that story, and I want you to listen to what he says, because it's what I said yesterday. They were really perturbed personally with this story. That's what got them so emotional. And I'll show you a video next from an ex-convict as to why.
Sources that Jake Haro, baby Emmanuel's father, told police that he
See you later,
accidentally
Twisters.
rolled over in bed. This is what sources are telling me, and accidentally killed baby Emmanuel, and then buried baby Emmanuel in a place so that he could go there to grieve him, which obviously made no sense. But when you think back to the weekend, Ashley, when police were out searching with Jake Haro in the jumpsuit, they had him out there. Very unusual to see that right along the freeway there in that area. It lines up with the story from my sources that he had indicated, and he's had a couple of stories, which I'll get into, but with this story that he had indicated to police that he buried baby Emmanuel after accidentally killing him.
So the other question I have for you is the second story. The first story was he tells the police he's rolled over on the baby and buries the baby's body out on, near the highway, clearly leading to those pictures. But then there's a second version of Jake Haro speaking in jail. What did you learn about this?
Yeah, and this is very interesting. So sources tell me that there was something called a Perkins operation, which is not unusual in California. And this is when either an undercover police officer, or not a police officer, but an informant, basically pretends to be an inmate in the jail to get information out of someone who is in custody. And I am told that there was a Perkins operation involving Jake Haro. And as a result of that operation, they got information, the detectives, that Jake Haro had killed baby Emmanuel. And had put, and it's awful to say, I mean, it's just awful, but had put baby Emmanuel into a trash can.
So I want to play something from the district attorney in this case, speaking to reporters earlier about the fact that they have a pretty strong idea of where they think baby Emmanuel is. Let's play that.
We have a pretty strong indication of where the remains of baby Emmanuel are. So that investigation is ongoing at this time. The filing in this case reflects our belief that baby Emmanuel was abused, a victim of child abuse over time, and that eventually, because of that abuse, he succumbed to those injuries.
So two questions there. We have a strong indication of where the remains of baby Emmanuel are. How does that square with this story that police say Jake Haro told to, the plant in the jail, that I killed the baby and threw the baby in a trash can?
Yeah, I mean, look, they must have some other information, because when they're saying that there's been a history of abuse, whether it's information from neighbors or from, who knows, videos or phones or pictures or whatever, where they have now put together a timeline that baby Emmanuel was abused over time. But it's also interesting, Ashley, that at that press conference, the DA was specifically asked, did you get a confession out of Jake Haro? And he said no. And he almost seemed mad about it, that they were asking about it. And he said no, which would conflict, you would think, with my reporting. And I just want to tell you, I've double, triple, quadruple checked. I stand by my reporting. I think we're down to semantics here. And, in the legal world, a confession, there's a very, very strict definition of that. And I don't know what the DA's definition of confession is when it comes to what he would want it to be in a court of law. But I stand by my reporting when it comes to the Perkins operation and what resulted from that operation, Ashley.
It's hard to believe that they can make the statement, we believe that he was subject to abuse over time, and because of that abuse, he succumbed to his injuries. Does anybody know how they can say that, how they know, or how they can profess to know that this baby had been injured many times and thus died from all that sort of collection of injuries?
No, I don't know the answer to that. I don't know. There may be more information that they were able to obtain from the operation in the jail that I just don't know about. Or like I said, it's possible that it seems like they've been hard at work, these investigators. I mean, behind the scenes, they may have gotten evidence, again, neighbors, pictures, maybe there's medical records. I'm not sure, but they were very clear in their latest release that they believe that there's evidence of long-term abuse.
So now, if they're doing the Perkins operation on Jake Haro, did they do the same thing on Rebecca Haro in her jail cell?
Yes, that is what my sources say, that there was another Perkins operation for the mom, but a different outcome. I am told that she has stuck to the same story since the beginning, that there was a kidnapping, that her husband, Jake Haro, would never do anything wrong, that he was a good father, and she hasn't changed her story from what I've been told. Thank you for...
Okay, one other really quick clip here. Hello, Kitty. Nice to see you. A quick clip, and then we forgot to do a prayer for a minute, but we will do that. Hang on, I want to show you. Oh, I lost the darn clip. Oh, what happens when you got too many tabs open? I want to show you because it's coming from a criminal's perspective, an ex-convict who has a channel. There we go. And I want to just show you this. And then we're going to get into the note. We're not going to be long tonight, but I am going to do a longer stream tomorrow. I'm not sure if it's going to be Sebastian or Jack and Lily. If you have a preference, let me know. So this channel is Dubs. So let me get my banner up. And I just thought it was an interesting perspective because this guy served time.
I have to be honest, before I even get into the video, there's so many things that I want to say, so many directions I want to go with this video. So bear with me because I don't script any of this. I do have several notes right here, things I want to make sure I get right.
They must have some evidence, American Pie. Like, I'm sure they do. What they have is probably, I'm guessing, they hinted at a lot of technological, like texting and emails and, technological evidence. So thanks, Kitty, honey. Let's listen to this.
Everything else, I'm going to speak from personal knowledge, so that isn't going to be wrong. But so there was a press conference yesterday. I put out a video yesterday talking about Jake Haro confessing to an inmate, a fake inmate, confidential informant, right? Admitting to supposedly accidentally killing his son and disposing of the body, right? And after I did that, there was a press conference and the DA and the sheriff had a lot to say. And because of that press conference, People were getting in my comment section telling me that my information was wrong, that me and Ahmed are putting out false information, that Gunner, I, and Ahmed are putting out false information. There was very few people doing it, right? But it was just really amazing to me to hear that. And so let's address that first, okay? So I'm gonna be looking at my notes as I talk about this. So News Nation, I don't know how many of you guys know what News Nation is, who News Nation is. There's a YouTube channel called News Nation with educated, authentic media representatives, people who went to school to become media personalities, right? That's their job. In February, they broke the 2 million subscriber milestone. Well, since this story broke, it's estimated that they have now over 17 million subscribers. Okay.
No, that's not true. They don't have substance. I don't know if that's on network TV, but not on YouTube. But
Just
anyway,
want to point that out to you. This is a legitimate, I mean, air quote that, legitimate media source, a legitimate media outlet. Okay. So News
yes,
Nation
it is,
has a
Donna.
reporter that works for them, and his
Oh,
name is
welcome in.
Brian
Thank you,
Enton.
sweetie. Thank you.
A News Nation reporter was the one who revealed that Jake Haro admitted to killing baby Emmanuel and dumping his body after being deceived by a confidential informant in
Thank
jail.
you.
Brian Enton, the guy who went to school for this, no keyboard warrior, as all of a sudden we're being called, but an actual reporter from News Nation. He reported it. Not only did he report it, but last night he said, I stand by my story. This was a Perkins operation. Now, that being said, for those of you that are new to the channel and don't know, I used to be a gang member. I used to be involved in criminality. For the majority of my life, I was. At the age of 19, I was in my neighborhood celebrating the baptism of one of my homeboys' sons. As we were there in front of some apartments, we noticed a car full of grown-ass men. I was 19. We noticed a car full of grown-ass men staring at us. I approached the car. The car took off. The car came back a total of 3 times.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
The victims in that car told the cops under questioning that they came into my neighborhood to put in work on guys from my neighborhood. Well, the 3rd time they came, they parked the car a mile away and came on foot with weapons and approached us. When the dust settled, me, a 19-year-old man, I had shot and killed a 29-year-old man that came to put in work. And one of the local media outlets reported that it was a drive-by shooting. None of us were in a car. So when I hear this whole keyboard warriors and all this stuff, it's mind-blowing to me. Brian Enton is a respected journalist. He reported a Perkins operation was put in play. Now, there are a lot of things that are being done by people doing tours of the home and getting into the property line and all. That's wrong. Anybody that knows anything about crime and crime scenes knows you don't want to taint the crime scene unless you're intentionally trying to cover something up. So I can get the DA and law enforcement's frustration at that. But how is it that right now, as of today, because of yesterday's news conference, trip out on this, because of yesterday's news conference, you know who the face, the monster is, the face of who the monster is in this case right now? On the Tina podcast. Yeah, it's not Jake anymore. Jake's not the bad guy. He's not the fucking monster. Rebecca? No, not Rebecca. Ahmed Belloso on the Tina is now the monster, the boogeyman of the case. I think that's very, very irresponsible. I think the DA and authorities could have reached out to Ahmed and other people that they feel maybe are going too far or doing too much and telling them, hey, can you rein it in a little bit? We don't want to destroy this case. It's known. I thought everybody knew. The authorities will have information and not release it because they may want to utilize that same thing again. And so I get them not wanting to say, yes, we enacted a Perkins operation because they may have wanted to try that again now that Jake knows.
So this guy just got out 10 months ago and he served 24 years in jail, y'all. So he knows what he's talking about. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody. He knows what he's talking about, and he's right. They took it, they were so angry. I meant to show you the clip of Brian Enton, but I don't know if I skipped past it. When he's talking with Ashley, I don't know why it didn't come up. He's talking with Ashley, and he stands. Did I just mishearing it? He stands behind his journalism, and then he says, "But they were so emotionally triggered by it and upset by it." And they were. We were talking about that yesterday. Why did it irritate them so much? It felt so personal. I was like, they must not like this other woman. Maybe that's not the case. Maybe because this guy knows better because he's been in prison, he makes complete sense. They didn't want it to come out because now they can't do it again on Jake Harrell. But they have to. I mean, Brian Enton's reporting they said wasn't legitimate, but at the same time at the press conference said, well, they think they know where the baby's whereabouts might be, which means that if they know that, suddenly did Jake tell somebody in prison? He must have told somebody. So I think the emotionally strong reaction that they had to it shows more to the story. And this guy knows best because he served time in prison, and he's right. They are pissed off because they can't use it on Jake again because now Jake knows that they did that to him. And, Jake's coming out with another stupid interview, which we're going to watch a little bit of today, or his first interview, if you will. Now he's playing stupid. Well, I mean, he's always been playing stupid, but now he's caught on to them, and that's why they're pissed off. Because now, and I can't say I blame them. I can't say that if you're having to deal with Jake Harrow and the guy can't say anything that's not a lie. I mean, everything he says is a complete, utter lie. Rebecca Harrow seems to be completely emotionally devoid of, capable of, I don't know, she's just whatever her emotional state is. They probably were both on drugs. They're probably coming down from drugs. I don't know. I've never been on hard drugs. I've never been an addict, but I can tell you, having heard stories from people that knew people that were addicts, depending on what they were on. If it was meth, they're probably really in some bad emotional states right now between everything that's going on. Anyways, I think this guy makes complete sense. I'm going to rewind it another 30 seconds again. I think this is exactly why they showed so much emotion and disdain. And that was the whole premise for that whole keyboard warriors. I think Brian Enton's story is true, and it pissed the F out of them off because now they can't do it again because Jake Harrell found out.
The authorities will have information and not release it because they may want to utilize that same thing again. And so I get them not wanting to say, yes, we enacted a Perkins operation, because they may have wanted to try that again. Now that Jake knows,
yeah,
he's not going to trust anyone.
Exactly.
He's not going to slip up and talk to anyone. So I get that. But when it was reported, and for them to turn around and say it's all a lie, when we have Brian Enton confirming, his sources have confirmed to him that this really happened, him standing by it after this press conference, I think people should really question why the authorities are not saying, hey, you know what? Yeah, the cover's blown and we're very upset. This was wrong. This shouldn't have happened, because now one of the tools that they were using to investigate this matter is no longer available. It's no longer on the table. I get that. But to mislead the public and have them in my comment section, to have them in any other content creators' comment section saying that we're lying and that we're spreading false news, fake news, it's not right. I'm not going to change what I'm doing. I'm dedicated to reporting whatever's going on, the facts as I see them, the facts as they are presented. This dude, Jake, shouldn't have been on the streets. Baby Emmanuel should be alive. What that existence would be, when we see those pictures of him, I don't think he was in much better shape than his sister. He just hadn't been strangled yet to the point of needing a feeding tube. And I know that sounds brutal, but it is. It is. The treatment that baby received was brutal. And this is something that I'm going to be emotional about. And I'm not going to be apologizing for it either. The authorities are wrong here. And something that I want to add, this sheriff is going to be running for governor, apparently. If this sheriff is going to praise mainstream media and say that mainstream media is the only accurate and legitimate and trustworthy source, I hope you maintain that same tone when you're running for governor and the media turns on you and they support whatever liberal you're running against. I hope you do not change your tone about the media, because as of right now, us, the people who really care about baby Emmanuel, want to see the truth come out, want to see him found, and want to see this couple prosecuted. Having us be the bad guys, and you want to praise the local media and the mainstream media, fine. But you painted yourself into a corner, Sheriff. And DA, the district attorney, if the mainstream media reports something you don't like, don't call them fake. Whatever you do, don't call them untrustworthy either. You painted yourself into a corner. Stick to it. Meanwhile, the rest of us, we are going to share what we find out. I'm never going to be trying to blow the case. I'm not a cop. But as things are presented, I will tell the story, and I will give my interpretation based upon my decades of incarceration and criminality. I will give the opposite side of the coin. I will give my experience on what's going to happen in court, the processes. And I will continue to shed light on the fact that baby Emmanuel should be alive today. People made mistakes. How about keeping the camera and keeping the focus on the people that made serious mistakes, like the judge?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just curious, when the judge overrode the DA's recommendation and gave him 1 day basically incarceration and joint suspension, why wasn't that appealed to the Ninth Circuit?
Yeah. See, great question. So they all stood there yesterday and blamed the judge. And yes, I didn't, probably give the judge enough heck yesterday. But, the fact that they'd never appealed it. And on top of that, we know he was in violation of his parole for what was it, a couple of months now? And they didn't do a darn thing to put him behind bars. If they were so outraged about the lack of justice he served for that baby Caroline, why didn't they put him behind bars when he was in breach of his probation? He is absolutely correct. He is absolutely correct. And he's doing it a lot calmer than I was yesterday. I don't like when I get that pissed off, but man, it was my whole life was to be gaslit and to, you're speaking to the core of my humanness. Hey, Jen, honey, let me know if you want to come up and chat with me. You're speaking to the core of my humanness here, about gaslighting, sweeping things under the rug, saying, oh, stop making a mountain out of a molehill. There are 4,000 missing kids or kids that go missing in the United States alone on a daily basis. Okay, honey. And most often they are found, but 100 and some of them a day are not. 100 and some of them a day are not found. So it just is insanity. Well, yeah, I don't know, man, but I agree that judge, but if you're coming in late now, I just read to you what Steve Fisher posted. I didn't show you my chat GTP because I don't know that we need to go over it. I'll show you maybe the conclusion, but he's right. They sat there and blamed the judge, but they never appealed it. They never went to the higher circuit court to appeal it, and they certainly let him run loose when he was in violation of his probation. So they don't really get to just blame the judge, in my opinion.
Why wasn't it appealed to a higher court? Why did the DA just say, okay, you really don't have a leg to stand on when you're trying to be holier than thou and point at that judge? I believe you could have appealed his decision. That I'm not an expert on, but somebody should talk to an attorney. And that's another thing. People are talking about us, guys that like Ahmed did, I believe 23 years in prison. I did over 24 years in prison. We kind of have an expertise when it comes to incarceration and court proceedings. What we went through. I don't know what his controlling case was. Mine, unfortunately, because of my poor decision making and my horrible decision to take a man's life, I know about what happens in court proceedings when there's a murder. So it's when we speak, we're speaking from life experiences. There was an attorney the night before this court hearing, and this lawyer was saying that they were going to be released, that there was not enough evidence and everything was going to be dropped. You don't need a court hearing in order to drop the charges. I heard it, and people were saying, oh, and the people were running around on TikTok and everywhere else saying it was because an attorney said it. There's an attorney now saying that Rebecca is innocent and probably won't do time. So why did she buy the hacksaw? We're just going to overlook that? All the blood in the house, that wasn't, the hacksaw had nothing to do with it. Like, people need to stop, man. I have good intentions. Anatira has now said, because of whatever pressure, he said he was asked. I don't know who asked him to stop doing coverage, but he said he's no longer going to do coverage. I don't think that's right. I think he should continue to do coverage. Don't go to the scene. Don't go to the property. Go to the courthouse. Stay outside of the courthouse. Or if you're going to go inside, don't take your microphone. Don't take your cameras. Go in there and observe and come out and give us your observations. A lot of people are looking to Anatira. There's a lot of people hating, and I find that very strange. He's reporting on what these monsters did, and somehow, again, Jake and Rebecca are no longer the monsters. It's Ahmed Belloso. It's on the Tira podcast. It's those of us who are talking about it online, but it's not News Nation. Of course not. It's not them. They have media training. They went to school, but they're the source of the whole Perkins. They're the source of the whole he confessed. And people are saying he didn't confess. He didn't confess to the authorities. But when you tell a confidential informant exactly what happened, and I think he was still lying there, I don't believe it was accidental. That's a confession. I don't understand why people don't understand what a confession is. When people go to Catholic Church and they do a confession, that's not a cop. It's still a confession, right? Anyways, I don't want to drag this on. I think you guys get the point. I'm still going to be here. A lot of us, we're not going anywhere. And as long as Brian Etten sticks to his story, I'm sticking to it. If he retracts it and says, an apology, then I will do the same thing. But in the meantime, stay tuned.
I agree. Here. I feel the same way. This whole thing. Hello, Jen. Can't
Hey,
hear
hi.
you. How are you?
Well, just been on the road day in and day out, just driving. I'm worn out.
Are you?
I am,
I
but
know.
it's at the same time, it's thank you, Donna. Thank you, honey. At the same time, it's I feel good about what I'm doing. I'm tired, but I don't have a missing child. So
I know.
I hate to even complain. I
Did
think,
you? Go
huh?
ahead. No, don't go. No, I know what you're saying. No, go finish. I want to ask you something in a second. But finish
Oh,
saying what you're saying.
no, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, did you see Bullhorn Betty this morning about somebody trying to put a flyer up and being told they couldn't without asking for Katie's permission?
Uh-huh. Yep, we
What
were.
the
Yeah,
hell is that?
yeah, girl, we were just on the phone about that, as a matter of fact. And they got they got they got another thing coming. We're not gonna stop. We're not
Jen,
gonna stop.
Donna says, stay what? You want to explain what's going down, what happened?
Well, why don't you do that?
Well, I didn't watch the whole thing. I saw Betty on live with a clip, a video clip, or at least an audio clip that a woman taped of another woman that was trying to put posters up in a public place. And she was told that the law states that all parents have to agree to it. You want me to pull it up? Y'all want to listen?
I'm gonna see if Lady Freedom will come into the chat, because she's the one that sent that to me. Let's see. It was it was days ago. Let me look. And I was a little confused on what she was sending me, but
Well, I can, yeah, she can come up. Yeah, she can come up, or I can play it. But let's just play. I want to just show everybody while we're waiting.
Yeah, I want you to show
one last clip on Jake Haro, because now Jake Haro is pulling a Rebecca Haro. Have y'all heard that? Last night he gave an interview and he's now saying he loves his son and his wife's a great mother and all this shit. We're gonna just show that. We're gonna show that, and then we're gonna look at the letter in a little bit. But I want to show this, and then we're gonna talk about this. What's going on with Sebastian? Because You came in late. LT Ella Tira, who was doing all the reporting, and Emmanuel Haro, boots on the ground, got kicked out of the press conference yesterday.
Oh
And
wow.
we just were watching the video when he was taping it outside, they came and told him to turn his camera off. Very similar to what they're trying to do to Seth. But this is not the father. This is just people on YouTube, and they're trying to shut it down. In fact, they said, stop recording, stop the keyboard warrior shit, like in their press conference yesterday. And then so it's giving me the similar vibes. You can't be out on public property reporting on this case. What?
What?
Yeah. Yeah, it's giving me very similar vibes. So, oh, he was so mad. No, I'm going to show you. You're going to listen. I'll pull it up if you can get oh my god. Free Lady Freedom up, that's fine. If not, I'll show back Betty's, but this is I want to just show
No, you
you
can show Betty's too, because Lady Freedom was the one that sent it to me, and she may have sent it to Betty too.
Okay.
And so they've done, I've been on the road and doing this and doing that. So they have more of a, people want to go and hand out flyers, right?
Yeah.
And so as far as I know, what is being said is that you can't unless you ask Chris Cady and or Eric Craddock. Have to get permission from all three or something like that. I don't know.
I mean, it sounds like bullcrap. Let's listen to this.
Bullshit to me.
I know. Let's just finish this last Jake Haro.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Ridiculous. It's 9 minutes, and then I want to talk about this, and we'll pull up Betty's.
God,
okay.
Oh my God. Hurry up. Come in. So Jake Haro has given an exclusive interview behind bars, okay? And the first person who I heard talk about this article was this guy right here by the name of True Crime with Strategic Eyes, okay? Now, he's very close to 100,000, guys. Can we please go subscribe over there? Go get him to 100,000. He's one of the good YouTube true crime channels here on YouTube. Definitely deserves a subscribe and a share and a like. Again, he is law enforcement, and I think he does some really great work. But anyways, that's where I saw this exclusive article. So I had to do what? I had to go and do a little subscription, yada, 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 sign up, one of the many subscriptions that I have to buy. So we're going to talk about this exclusive interview. Let's go. In an exclusive jailhouse interview, father of baby Emmanuel says he would tell his missing son, "I love you, buddy." Jake Haro denied son was victim of long-term abuse.
Hey, Lady Freedom, do you want to come up?
Man, are we hearing different stories about what Jake Haro would say or wouldn't say or has said? Jake Haro said in a jailhouse interview on Wednesday, August 27th, which is right now, tonight, the Riverside County District Attorney's Office, Mike Hestron's assertion that Haro's missing 7-month-old son was a victim of long-term abuse was not true at all. But Haro declined to discuss what role, if any, he played in Emmanuel's disappearance. Haro, 32, and his wife, Rebecca, 41, were charged Tuesday, August 26th, with the murder and filing a police report with bail set at $1 million each. Further goes, Jake Haro said little else about the case in the interview with Southern California News Group reporter via video hookup at the Larry D. Smith Correctional Facility in Banning. Kind of like a similar hookup to like Rebecca Haro and her interview. Haro would not say whether he led authorities to the Moreno Valley Badlands on Sunday, on August 24th, where he was spotted with investigators. He did say he's been completely cooperative with investigators. I want to talk about it, but I can't, Haro said, referring to instructions from his attorney. I was told, don't do no press. And yet he's sitting there with press. And again, he doesn't have Vincent Hughes, that lawyer has escaped through the fire escape out of this case, because I don't know if he wasn't going to get paid anymore or what. Haro wore a red jail jumpsuit, indicating that he is in segregated housing for his protection. He said he had no contact with other inmates. So he's
okay. So, hey, that's why. Hello, my dear. How are you? He said he had no contact with other inmates. So he's now going to try to argue a defense, because he's probably now talked to an attorney that said, you got to deny this, right? I don't know.
Segregated protection where, right? Which means that he can't be talking to any other inmates. That's an interesting point of view given the information that we've been given about information and Perkins and stuff like that. Haro sometimes wiped his face with a white cloth. His eyes appeared to be red. Haro said he attended Manning High, where he played tight end and linebacker on the football team. During the 45-minute interview, Haro said that the couple cared about Emmanuel. They attempted to schedule several appointments to inoculate the boy, but one hospital was continually out of vaccines, the dad said. They eventually switched hospitals and had an October 2nd appointment to get Emmanuel his shots. How far behind?
Do you believe that? That he'd never seen a doctor to get his inoculation because they were out of inoculations? Does that sound legit? I don't
was
know.
he in vaccines? I guess that's the question. And what does that even mean? They had a 45-minute interview, and this is what he said. It's interesting to point out, right? So they had to switch out hospitals for his vaccination. I guess, hospitals do give shots, but I do wonder, did he have a pediatrician that he would see regularly? I don't know. Rebecca Haro claimed that Emmanuel was kidnapped by a man who she said knocked her unconscious in the parking lot of Big Five in Yucaipa on August 14th, kicking off the investigation of what has become a national story. Haro talked in length about his child cruelty conviction in 2023, which he said prompted investigators to unfairly assume that he killed Emmanuel. Haro said he accidentally dropped baby daughter Caroline on a sink divider while bathing her. Oh, there he goes telling this lie. But she appeared uninjured. However, the girl was later found to have broken bones and other serious injuries after Haro's wife, at the time Vanessa, woke him up in the middle of the night. She is now bedridden, the district attorney said on Wednesday. So again, he's given the same BS story we read, that 2018 affidavit arrest. This is BS, guys. Both the husband and the wife made plea deals with the judge over the objection of the district attorney's office. He received 180 days in the sheriff's work release program and was handed a suspended 4-year prison sentence in order to attend a child abuser treatment program. Jay Haro said Wednesday that the sentence was fair. Okay.
That contradicts himself in the same article.
He said he wanted to take the case to trial, but I pled guilty because I didn't have the money to go to trial. The judge said nobody would believe my side of the story. The judge told him that nobody would believe his side of the story. Again, I'm not believing any of this ish, but okay. Somehow they magically convinced me to take this damn plea deal. I was sick of court. The judge knows I didn't do it. They just railroaded me. I was the fall guy. This is your accountability. He said he was the fall guy. Let me read. This is a quote. Somehow they magically convinced me to take this damn plea deal. I was sick of court. The judge knows I didn't do it. They just railroaded me. I was the fall guy. This guy is so full of ish, guys. He is never going to take accountability for anything. There you go. Haro was hopeful on Wednesday that enough money could be raised, generally 10% of the bail, to free Rebecca, who he wed 3 years ago. Rebecca is innocent, Haro said. The media is killing her. She's a beautiful woman. She loves her children. She's being held at the Robert Presley Detention Center in Riverside. How'd she get that black eye, huh? Jake Haro? That's what I want to know. On Tuesday, after the Haros appeared in court, separate from one another, Jake Haro said he encountered her after getting off an elevator. I'm trying to shout to her, I love you, Haro said. The deputy shoved me to the ground. He launched me like I was a rag doll. Haro said he re-injured a shoulder. The sheriff's department on Wednesday declined to comment on that account. This investigation will be ongoing for quite some time. This is what Lieutenant Deidre Vickers said in an email. We're not going to comment on statements made by the suspect, nor provide any details about the investigation. Haro also talked about social media posts from the public that have seemed highly critical of the Haros. God is with us, he said. The allegations are horrendous. Of course, people are going to be riled up. Haro was asked what he would say to Emmanuel if he could talk to his boy. I love you, buddy, Haro said.
Wow. That's his interview last night from jail. Wild, eh? How are you doing, Mrs. Oh my God, I'm drawing a blank.
Hey, Liane, good to see
Lady
you.
Freedom. Lady Freedom.
I'm
Oh my
sorry if I
God.
don't sound good. I'm just like on my phone, just straight on the phone. So
No worries, no worries. No, you sound good. You sound good. So we were
okay.
just talking about, because we were this. I'm not gonna cover much other than tonight. We're gonna look at this letter that we saw from this Emmanuel Haro case that I've been showing, that Lola sent me. But other than that, we're not going to talk about Emmanuel Haro. But I was just on this little rant because the guy that's been covering it, we just saw a video a few minutes ago the DA humiliated him, and then he tried to report outside, and they literally came and told him, the sheriff's office, to stop recording and stop reporting on Emmanuel Haro. So he's had to give it up. And I saw Bullhorn Betty going live this morning about somebody in Sebastian Rogers' case trying to put flyers out and being told that. And I just thought, are we living the same scenario where free speech is
Yeah.
like
Oh,
what
did
the
you, hey, did
hell?
you hear her before you answer Lady Freedom? Liane, did you hear her going off about the Second Amendment and what you were the same shit you were pissed off about? She was pissed off about too. She was going at it.
No, I didn't hear, sweetie. I'm sorry. You and I are probably yelling at the same time on our own channels.
I know. And why
She
do
was
I
like,
miss all the good stuff?
well, BHB and MMO yesterday, they were both just, I mean, Born Betty was pissed off this morning. Liane was pissed off yesterday because he talked about the keyboard warrior. And Liane was like, oh, hell no.
Like, well, it's just this gaslighting, the gaslighting, like, it's because what happened was we were just covering it in hindsight, Jen, before you jumped on, but Brian Enton broke the story, and they were so pissed about it because Brian Enton broke a story from somebody that in jail that posed, what do they call that again? I've already lost the word. You know what, I talked about it yesterday with you.
Yeah.
When they set somebody up in jail and get them to confess. And I think they're pissed off because now they can't use that on Jake again. And so they were so livid with keyboard warriors and all that, not knowing Brian Enton's like part of a major news outlet. Like, so it really bothered me, the arrogance and the complacency. They've already failed this boy. And they came out, they took zero responsibility, blamed him not being in jail because of the prior judge, yet they didn't try to, appeal the judge's decision. And he was out in violation of parole, and he was still not in jail. So they didn't do anything about that either, but they took zero responsibility, could put all the blame on all the keyboard warriors and all our misinformation. And it was just appalling. It was disgusting. They kicked out the guy, Alatira, who's on the ground in California with cancer, and he's been covering this story. And they kicked him out of the newsroom. The DA told him he has cancer. You should go home and sleep. Like, it was so fucking rude. I mean, I've seen comments on other channels, like my nose was steaming. People were saying, like, it was so gross. Like, it was so bad, So I had my little rant because I'm so fucking tired of law enforcement with that attitude. And I had that evidence, and they still haven't called me back. They better fucking have it. They better fucking have it, because they haven't called me back. And then meanwhile, trust us. Meanwhile, people are doing tours of the crime scene, literally right now.
I heard that.
That was crazy shit right there. That was crazy.
Yeah, and they want us to trust them when they were there was mainstream media was outside the courtroom saying the judge has told them, if you don't have enough evidence to file and you don't file by this time, I'm making a decision for you. They literally were not sure if what they were going to file or if they had enough evidence to file until the 11th fucking hour. And they're standing there like a bunch of arrogant assholes telling us all to close your fucking cameras. Don't do keyboard warrior stuff. Trust us. Okay, dude. You haven't
don't cover it.
Yeah, right. We'll tell you the truth. God. I lost my shit yesterday. And that was after I did a 2.5 hour.
I'm sorry, I hate to say this, but I love it when you lose your shit.
Do you?
You're cracking me up over here.
Oh,
I hate to say it. I hate to say it, but I do love it. I don't know why, because I mean, I love it when you're in your calm, I love that too. But I also, when you go hard for what you believe in, I think that that's a beautiful thing to be passionate about.
Well, this is it. Like, why do you think, and these guys are so old school, and that sheriff, as people are in my chat from the area saying that sheriff is as corrupt as it gets, just Google the fucker. He's in with like gang shit. So he's sitting there with his like 1950s fucking slick back little fucking asshole, arrogant, narcissistic fucking attitude. And I'm like, you're a fucker. Like, I just don't fucking like you.
It was a wild press conference for sure. I mean, it just got wild in there, like really fast. I'm glad you explained this because I didn't know what happened with Brian Enton. I just knew something happened with Brian Enton. So
Well, Brian Enton reported the story that broke loose like the day before, saying Jake confessed and told them. Well, he first told them he rolled over on the baby, and then he buried the baby where they took him. We all saw where Jake took them out to the field. That wild goose chase that amounted to nothing. So they
yeah.
said Brian, he rolled over the baby. He told the police and killed the baby by mistake, and they buried him out there. But then they put this informant in that they do all the time out there. Apparently, I forget what it's called now because my memory's so bad. And they put, I'd have to really write it down to remember. But anyways, that's how the only way I remember, and that's how I studied in school was to write, and then I'm good. But anyways, this informant, he then admitted to they put in the trash, and I sent it to Jen because I'm like, Jen's lines, Jen was saying at the beginning, he's in the freaking landfill. So, and
Yeah,
then they
I
come in
saw
the
that.
same, they come out in the same news report and say, well, we think we may know where he is, validating Brian Enton's story at the same time, saying it wasn't true. I'm like, you fucking dick. Like,
Well,
you can't see,
I
we
think
all can see through you. Huh?
I think that this baby is either in the landfill or where the missing Mars and California's Mars. They're all lining up right there. So I've got that and I've got the other. So we'll see.
Yeah. So, anyways, let's talk about Sebastian and Bullhorn, and then I want a few people want to go through this letter. Have you seen it, Lady Freedom?
I don't believe so.
No,
No,
I
I
think
didn't get to
Lady
see.
Freedom. I think it's that letter that you sent me
Do you want?
about Big Fest.
Oh, the email. Oh, the email. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Yes,
no,
yes,
I'm
yes.
talking about Rebecca Haro, Jen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Yeah. So I was just saying we're gonna do that after we do the Bullhorn. I didn't
Oh,
know if
okay.
she'd seen it, so let me pull Bullhorn up. I didn't have it ready from this morning. And because I just pulled, like, I literally woke up, started getting ready, and was listening to it in the background, and just happened to fall upon the time at the live when it was playing. So it might take me a minute to find exactly where it was. But
Well,
just bear with me.
Lady Freedom, she's talking about the Pig Fest. You know what you sent me about the Pig Fest.
Yeah, I was
Betty
floored
is
to see
covering
that.
that this morning. Yeah.
What's the pig fest?
I mean, it just really, from what I was reading in the email and the correspondence, kind of listening back to what the person was saying, and they did come into my chat too and talked about it. Her name's Blue Eyes. But yeah, I mean, it definitely solidifies what we're thinking on corruption and them not wanting the word out about Sebastian. It explains a lot of what we were seeing with flyers being taken down, and just, the opposition is very clear, but it's also saying that, like, we have to approve a booth space through the Bower Sox, the Proudfoots, Sheriff Craddock.
What?
Yeah,
Like,
it's
is
it's
that
it's
even seem right?
infuriating.
But does that
We
even?
have to get permission. So, if you go onto Facebook, you'll see October 21st through the 25th is the Veterans Park. It's a Veterans Park, and it's a pig fest. You come out, and you get it's like an auction. The tickets, you have to have tickets and things like that, and yeah, there's like an auction and things like that. It's just a big old.
It's a closed event.
Day, it's a big old day. Steak dinner auction.
Okay, so why is Seth not enough? Like, what law says that? Do these people understand that been missing kids cases? It's most often the parents that are responsible.
Well,
Do they not?
I agree.
Did they not get that?
There's logic there. I don't know. You know, it's some people have it, some people don't. And you know what? We don't even have to put up a flyer.
Jesus.
We could go there. I could buy a ticket and go there. I can buy a ticket and go there and wear a Sebastian Rogers shirt. Don't mess with me.
Right. How much are the tickets?
Don't mess with me. I mean, I am the one. I am the one. Me and Jeff will show up. We'll have our Sebastian shirts on. We'll just smile and.
Yeah, well, what about Seth's and Sebastian's rights? I mean, this is why part of the reason I was so fucking irate last night. Like, this complacency around this about our children in this country, and I'm Canadian, my country, your country, you women are in the US, around the world for that matter. This complacency and this attitude is fucked up. Like,
It is, girl.
Totally.
Yeah.
fuck is going on? Like, I just shake your fucking brain. Who, what kind of a person says that? Like, I can't. I just like, here, I found the video. Let's pull it up. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. Bear with me because I don't know exactly where it starts. I just tried to do captions. So I don't think it's far after this.
Was wrong. And I was I was watching Vinnie Politan. If you guys don't know, both Brian Inton and Vinnie Politan have their own channels here. Governor's Run. Just say it. You know, because let's face it, social media has a lion's share of attention.
She was sorry. I hear corruption. Maybe it's about this.
I will hear from Bullhorn Betty. I have a platform. I know how to use it. And I thought that was poor. And you know what? I'll back off. You know? But you don't hear me saying.
Hang on, I'm trying to get.
Which obviously.
Sorry, y'all. I had to close. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know exactly where this comes in yet. I'm trying to find it because I just happened to pull into her live. I don't know what time. Here it is. Here it is. Okay. Gonna have to listen.
Are literally helping Chris and Katie evade prosecution. Evade. They're the only people that could have had anything to do with this child, and you got flashlights coming from their house to an unknown car. But you know, law enforcement seems they didn't get the connect the dot books when they were younger. They didn't get the connect the dot.
I love her.
I know.
To connect the dots when there's only 2 people in this.
Their parent. Whoops. Shit. Their parents forgot to teach them that exercise.
Oh my goodness.
So you've got to be lying. You're Ahmed 2.0. You've got to be lying when you're telling the truth.
I know, Kitty. Me too.
When you're telling the truth. Guys, this is going to upset you. I'm going to tell you that. This is going to upset you. We're going to listen to you about 4 minutes. I don't think Lolly's going to really care. I think she would appreciate. If you guys haven't been to Lolly's channel, this is Lolly. This is Blue Eyes Jewel. I believe both of them have been in this chat a time or two. And I'm very.
I think Blue Eyes used to be. I think she was a subscriber. I don't know if she still is, but I think she used to be here. Anybody know if that's the same girl in the chat that used to be here? Anybody? Kitty?
I wasn't concerned. You know, yesterday.
Listen to Betty.
No idea.
And I think that it's important that we expose this.
No, I was talking to Donna.
Oh, okay.
And the plan
Kitty.
of Bower Sox and Proudfoots ruling this county, and what people can do within it. I'm like ready. We're gonna have to reach out to President Trump. I know people don't like that, but he's our president, and I think it's for our writing warriors.
I'm for it. Yeah.
Oh my God, I keep doing the wrong thing.
Yeah, I agree with her though, because and you know, as an astrologer, I gotta say there is a connection with Sebastian.
I know.
Trump.
I know.
Craddock and the United States. So why not just go for it?
Well, why doesn't Seth? I've thought about this. Why doesn't Seth do an open letter to Donald Trump?
I mean, he may have already done that. I don't know. I'm going to talk to him about that tomorrow.
He should do an open letter and get everybody on YouTube in the Sebastian's Army to share it and just make it go fucking viral and just tag Trump on it, get it on X, Twitter, X, whatever social media Trump uses, Truth Social.
Yeah.
And he'll get it. He'll fucking get it. He's the only president on social media more than his email. He'll get it.
Right?
Oh yeah.
You know? And that's what I was saying yesterday. Whether you believe in his politics or not, I actually like a lot about him, and there's things about him I don't like. But he won, in my opinion, because he understands the power of social media, and because he's in social media, he's in touch with the people, and people are tired of.
Yeah, Lisa said Trump is all about the kids. I mean, he's all about the children.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
the
he's all
fastest
about.
way to get information. You know, that's a smart thing. He is smart in that regard too. Yeah.
Well, he's
smartest
all
way.
about exposing what's going on to the kids, I think, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? So that's my,
No doubt about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I
So,
mean, he's kind of being exposed himself, but I don't know. We'll have to see how that works itself out.
I know.
We all got to work
Crazy
together.
world. It's a crazy world.
Anyway,
if you could speak up pretty quick, Kimberly, I hear her.
Oh.
Okay. Yes, they're saying yes.
Okay. Hope everybody's doing good tonight.
Did somebody throw Lolly's channel down in the chat?
Oh, I didn't see this.
Tell them what you did today.
So today I was just, trying to get my ducks in a row because I have been trying to actually plan a trip to PigFest. And so
if you guys don't know, apparently Hendersonville County or Sumner County has this Pig Fest. And so she's trying to make plans thank you, Sonia. She's trying to make plans to go to this Pig Fest. And so let's hear what happens. And it sounds like she wants to be able to pass out Sebastian Rogers flyers, right? And I'm almost 100% confident Seth Rogers gives her permission to do that. Okay. Whether he has verbally given her permission, I'm going to speak on behalf of Seth right now. And I don't have his permission to, and I'm going to tell you that, but I'm going to speak on his behalf right now, and I guarantee he will back me up. He absolutely gives anybody permission to hand out flyers for his son. You don't need anybody else's permission but the father's. Okay? He has joint custody right along. He doesn't have to ask permission to do things. They got joint custody. He gives you permission to pass out any flyer you want for his son. I am going to speak. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to speak for Seth here. Okay? And I'm pretty sure he's going to back me up, even though I don't have his permission to speak on his behalf. But I'm going to. He will allow you. He gives you permission to hand out his son's flyer. Okay? That's going to be important because you're going to find out who they're telling needs to be asked. Corrupt as shit. This has all the appearance of impropriety. We need the IA in this county. We need to start tipping off FBI about this county. And more importantly, we need to start getting President Trump looking at this county. Because I've been on Marsha Blackburn's. I've reached out to her people. I have done anything I can with Michael Lee. None of them seem to make this a priority. None. And I think that the citizens of Tennessee need to hear that. Neither Mike nor Marsha Blackburn are helping, speaking, or trying to find good laws that can help in any of these cases. Okay? So I'm going to speak the truth. I'm going to speak the truth. I've tried as much as I can with them on Facebook. I've tried as much as I can with the phone calls. I'm very disappointed in both of them. I know Seth has tried to reach out to Marsha Blackburn's office several times. So at this point, you know me. Go around it, over it, or under it. Right. So we need to start campaigning, okay, to get attention to this case, get attention to Sumner County, because this is going to really piss everybody off right here.
Something told me to call the Parks and Recreation. So I did that today and didn't get an answer the first time, but left my name and number. The gentleman that called me back, could not hear him because I know I was on speakerphone, but I heard him, pretty good enough to where I could get what I needed to. So I was asking him about if I could absolutely just, come in, not even in the actual venue, but set up
not even in the actual venue,
like at the entrance, to hand out flyers.
I will tell you, if you are on public property, if you are on a sidewalk or in a street or on the public easement, and again, public easement, you are more than welcome to do whatever the hell you want to do without their permission by Tennessee law.
Which I asked him that, as I'm sure you're aware of the Sebastian Rogers case, and he said, oh, very aware. And I was asking him if I could hand out flyers at the entrance. Well, he sort of blew me away when he tells me that would have to be okayed by the sheriff's office there at Craddock and with the Proudfoot and the Bowersox family.
Oh, interesting.
Wild.
So she has to get approved. You want to know why nobody's handing out flyers in Sumner County or Hendersonville? Is because they're required to get permission, not only by the sheriff, but also by his friends, not only the Proudfoots, but the Bowersox. The Proudfoots and Bowersox. This is the in-laws and the step family to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. They never asked anybody to ask his father, but they did ask him to ask the Bowersox. Do you guys believe that this is corruption? Because this right here is why I need all of your help. It's time to now advocate. This is shady as AF.
That's wild to me. They need the Bowersox permission?
Yeah, they got me all kind of messed up.
Really?
I'll take you there.
Listen, I don't think she goes on too much longer, and then we can talk about it.
Right, Remy. Permission to hand out flippin' flyers on a public property? Have you lost your effing loving mind? And you gotta go and beg Chris, Katie, and the Bowersox? What in the ever-loving... I told you that sheriff is corrupt as shit. I told you that he's friends with these people. I told you he's covering their butts. I told you he's trying to protect them from being arrested for Sebastian. Do you think that this investigative body has Sebastian's interest at heart when they continued over and over again to fail him? Multiple times the Department of Children and Family Services have been out there. They didn't remove him. They waited until he was missing, and now they have intimidated and arrested everybody out there that has been there to help Sebastian's father, Seth. And they try to say it's because of harassment. I didn't harass him. I was on public property. I was on public property recording. And I came back to my hometown of Florida and used hashtags to condemn the Proudfoots, and I go to jail. This county is corrupt. Somebody has to do something. Somebody has to do something. We need AI investigations, FBI investigations. Donald J. Trump needs to be involved, whether you like him or not. He's the president. This is bad, folks. This is really, really bad. Really, really bad. They have no shame. They have no shame. I need our audience here. I don't care where you come from. This is a child. Put your indifference aside. This is corruption, folks. This is corruption. This is corruption. This is corruption. If you guys got Truth Social accounts, if you guys got TikTok accounts, if you got whatever, use them. Use them. Use them. FBI, if you guys know internal investigations, if you're out there in Tennessee, start filing complaints. Start filing complaints. If you're in Tennessee, start doing record requests. If you don't know how to do them, go do Google search. They'll give you a step-by-step. Use ChatGPT. Start doing those record requests. Let's start getting this out. I can't do this. Okay, I can't do this with the corrupt people. I just can't. I'm done. I'm done. But I find it awfully.
Yeah, y'all, what do you think? Ladies?
Well, you go first, Lady Freedom. You go first, Lady Freedom, if you got.
Well, I just have to say I agree with Betty, 100%. I mean, the thing is that any kids, any people that are out there missing and they don't care, but then we see this, that they're just straight up don't want us to spread awareness. That's very wrong. Very wrong.
Well, what kind of a law enforcement doesn't allow missing child flyers up? Like, that is
I mean, are we in the
dumbfounding.
Twilight Zone? That's what I want to know. Are we in the Twilight Zone?
It is. It's freaking bizarre.
I mean,
I know.
surely not. I'm thinking about just calling and asking. Are we not? Actually, I don't even care. I don't even care. At this point, I just want to. I just want to go. I'm gonna go if I can. If I can. It's a long.
Where
It's
is it? When is it? Where is it?
October 23rd through the 25th in Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Okay.
It's very crazy and suspect for sure, Regina. Like
It's
what?
a whole event that they just don't, like it's a whole 3-day event. We couldn't do a booth for none of that time for Sebastian. I don't that you know what I mean? That's what gets me too.
Yeah, you got a child missing, an Amber Alert
What kind
in
of fucking people?
that
I
community.
I can tell you, I'd be looking at them going, "May karma bite your fucking ass, and may she bite it fucking hard, bitch." And
Yeah,
I like
yeah, I agree.
seriously,
Damn
like
right.
that's just there is something dark with this case. It's true. The energy with Emmanuel is so different, and it's just a sick case. It's just the YouTube community came together. There's no eating each other apart, like, eating our kids and beating on each other. Like, Sebastian Rogers is just wild. The divisiveness and the hate is just next level.
Yeah,
It's
it is. And it's the hate for Seth. It's the
yeah.
hate for Seth, and it reminds me of him saying, Katie hates me. She hates me, but I don't think she hates me enough to unalive her son. I think she sent him off, and that's I don't know. I don't know if 15. I mean, why not do it a lot earlier? Why wait until he's 15? Why, that's the reason why I keep going back to, I think you're right, Seth. I don't think that she hates you enough to unalive him. I think and he said, the other thing too, he said today, he said, people keep forgetting that he has 6q27 chromosomal deletion. He was born with that. We didn't find out until he was like 6 months old, but he was born with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's not like he's just a regular autistic kid, but it's not that he is off of his rocker or anything. He's just a different type of child, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And if we really want to get down to it, there is an autistic feeling, if Seth were to, I mean, he's probably in the autistic spectrum, but he's
Mm-hmm.
very witty. And I think that that's a lot with Sebastian too, very witty. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, his brain isn't functioning like ours. There's a deletion there. It's a brain disorder. It's very rare to have that disorder.
Yeah.
We just don't talk about it. That makes it even more heartfelt for me, because he's just not your regular kid with autism or an autistic kid. He's got a very rare. Why would anyone in the whole world prevent you from handing out flyers, especially in the town that he went missing from? Especially. That just don't sit right with me at all. I hope it's not true, but it looks like it is, because Lady Freedom, that's something that you sent me, some emails of people wanting more information about why, about that.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's my understanding that there are several other sponsors for the event. So how much is Kathy putting in there? Or is it just, a friend doing a favor for a friend? But this favor is got to be the dirtiest favor I've ever witnessed in my life.
Yeah.
I just feel like going on their website and totally putting 1,000 reviews up with how they denied the right to have a poster for a missing fucking child. Like, I think we should swarm their fucking website, man. Like, shame the fuck out of them.
Right.
Well,
Sorry.
how dare they? Yeah,
Well,
really.
yeah. I think the parents going there would be completely fucking appalled if they knew this. Like, who in their right mind says no to that? I don't get it, man. I really don't get it.
Well, just like they can't even look at Seth. They can't say hello to him, or we're doing all we can. We're sorry for your circumstance. Nothing. Offer him a bottle of water. Nothing.
No, I saw him post yesterday about, yeah, they're looking out the window to see if I've left yet. Like, like he's got them holed
Jeez.
up hiding in their office, 'cause he's down on the street. Like, such cowards.
Well, and he didn't even see that at first. I mean, the news, the news reporter that was out there, she said they keep looking. They're all looking out the window.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, and I asked him, because there's a lot of just BS about why he's on the other side. The reason why he's on the other side of the road is because they have a loading and an unloading place right there. And he said, I want to be close to my truck. I want to be able to sit on the, because the bondsman right there has given him permission to park right across the street. And he said, I can sit on my truck.
Mm-hmm.
I can chill out, on the bed of his truck. He's like, I can sit on the back of the truck. I don't have to be, right there in the walkway of everybody walking. And he said, that's why I chose to be over here. It has nothing to, he's got a whole place that tons of area that he could be over there, but he chose not to. So if you hear about them kicking him off or something, it's nothing to do with that. You know how people.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you for clarifying.
Yeah. That's why he's on the other side. He's right there by his truck. He can sit on the bed. He can do his thing right there. And that's where he chose to be. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because people were speculating. We're like, what's going on with that? Did they ask him to move or did he move on his own? So I appreciate that, Jen, because, we need the truth. And we have enough to be outraged about. You know what I mean? Jeez, we have plenty.
Now that's something, Joni. So Joni puts, what about reaching out to Jelly? So Jelly, of course, is
from Nashville, right?
I go way back with Jelly, way
Jelly
back, way back with Jason. I go way back, and not that now that he is big and famous, it's not like he would remember me or anything. He's he barely remembers the guys that he was rapping with when we were young, but like Haystack,
Yeah.
like Struggle. One of his BFFs back in the day has passed away. And it's once you get to a certain level, it's hard to go back. And so Jason, I don't think would want all of that. I don't think that he wants all that. Otherwise, I know that he knows about Sebastian. I don't know. I might could. I think that going for Bunny would get to Jason, so I think that if we were to constantly talk to Bunny, then she could get to Jelly and try to talk to it.
I feel like we should have like a big meeting of like 20, 30 creators and come up with a big fucking plan.
Yeah.
Like, because if we just come up with a plan and 20 or 30 of us execute on it, we could do some crazy shit. And all of our, with Seth's permission, of course. And I don't know, man. I was saying, I think we could email creators on YouTube and ask them if they would introduce the story and the flyer. I mean, fuck, excuse my language, there's a billion videos a day viewed on YouTube. Shit, man, we could get this thing rocking and rolling if
Jelly may. We would just have to, I doubt Taylor Swift. Sebastian loves Taylor Swift, so I don't know. We would just have to bombard them, I guess, or send them emails. I don't know.
I think that's really a good idea, though, to get together and figure this out, because there's got to be something. And then also, Eric and April had sent me over some information on the tender years policy that the
Tell me
FBI
again who
has.
Eric and April is.
Eric with an H. He is on YouTube, and then April's channel's pretty new still. But they were over there yesterday, and I think
Okay.
they went
Okay.
live or did a video. I'm not sure if it
Oh,
was a
okay. I
live or a
wasn't there
video.
yesterday. Okay.
Did
Yeah, but
Mr.
I
and
think they're
Mrs.
going tomorrow. They'll be there tomorrow.
Did Mr. and Mrs. E go live?
Mr. and Mrs. E are going through a lot this week, so I wouldn't expect a whole lot from them. And the fact that they even dropped by the other day was really commendable.
Oh, really? Hope
Yeah,
everything's
That's
okay.
fantastic.
Hope
yeah, they're
everything's
going through a
okay.
lot. They're going
Oh,
through a
no.
lot. Yeah.
Oh, D for me, that's not good. Well, I don't know what was said about Seth 10 years ago. It doesn't make him a murderer, though.
Oh,
You
and
know?
they're talking about Hatfield and McCoy.
Okay.
Yeah, they did a commentary, and I think that what they are doing, my personal opinion, I think that they are only bringing up Seth and talking about Seth because what their main goal is to get in with Chris and Katie. That's what I think. That's my opinion.
Mm-mm.
I think that they are doing what they can
I
do
agree.
to get with them, and I don't think that it's what they were bringing up about Seth was really as personal as he could have taken it, but at the same time, I think that they're really trying to get in to talk to Katie.
I'm disappointed then. I'm disappointed in that. I
Yeah,
don't like that
I
at
do
all.
too. Yeah, be raw, be real. Let's
Like,
don't
that.
sugarcoat. But sometimes eating crow, I don't know. I mean, if they can get in and talk to Katie, I think that would be great. And I think that that's their main goal. If their main goal was to talk to Seth, they would have already talked to Seth.
Mm-hmm.
Seth would have talked to him.
Mm-hmm.
But their main goal is to get in and talk to Katie.
Donna, that's such an amazing idea.
Right.
See, what would it do for, we got to think outside the box here. Why would somebody like Taylor Swift or Travis not go to their institutions? Like, she's in charge of her own concerts. Why couldn't they say, hey, at the football at halftime, why can't we feature a missing child? What's wrong with that? I mean, every corporate entity in the world should be doing stuff like this and picking a cause to stand behind. I think this is a great idea.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Like we gotta start becoming advocates, because this is, I don't know, I guess I'm finding my stride here, if you will, with these missing kids. It's just so, like, it's so badly needed. It's so badly needed. Like, the amount of child trafficking and kidnapping and runaways and lost kids, and it's prolific, it's disgusting, and we need to find a way to end it. It's just wild. So I don't know. I think if we can get, I mean, Jen, you're close to Seth. Why don't you just ask him? And you've got, I mean, I don't know Betty. She doesn't know me. You've got the connections with, Smiley and Justin Clutch Them Pearls. And, why don't you ask him? And why don't we see if we can get, 20 or 30 creators together and sit on Zoom and literally come up with a plan, whoever's willing to, because I'd do that all day long.
Right.
I don't know.
I think it's kind of something we haven't tried, and I think it's something we should probably do, because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that people probably would miss if, say I tried to do like a timeline even by myself. I might miss some things, but if you have someone else saying, oh, but what about this? It really does help, I think.
Yeah.
I agree. I think that's what that would be a good thing. We just get all on Zoom, like you said, or just get on. Most everybody uses StreamYard. I mean, we could even go in the back of do a StreamYard. But either
good idea, Jen.
Whatever we can do, I think that we should do it. We should definitely come up with a good game plan.
Yeah, because I mean, Sebastian is the voice and the face for all the missing kids. I mean, really and truly. He should
Yeah.
be the poster boy, like the Gerber baby, you know?
Mhm.
And there's and the statistics of autistic children going missing is even greater. Like it's just
Yeah.
wild, 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 wild. Or not going missing, quote unquote, parents that can't tolerate, quote unquote, their children that are needy, that have special needs, you know?
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know how Seth is doing it. I get upset about it, and it's not even my child. I can't even imagine what he is
I know
feeling
I
like.
can't either. I can't either. I just, and he'll, you can say something like, uh, I mean, he'll tell you, he'll put you in your place. Yeah. I mean, I've got a son that's missing. I'm not doing great. Why would you even ask me how I'm doing? I'm not doing. I'm barely doing. And it's hard, It's just some
Mhm.
days are great, some days aren't. Most days are just he's just trying to survive, just trying, stay out of wearing an orange jumpsuit and just trying to do his best. I can't imagine. I've lost children. I know what's happened. I know exactly what happened. I know, like today, my daughter comes out today and she says, "Look at this," and she shows me her phone, and it's with the CDC. They're suing the CDC for childhood jabs. And I started crying and she started crying. And I said, I guess it's a little too late for Skylar, but I'm glad that, you know, my baby girl, your baby, my granddaughter might have a chance, because there's kids today, they don't even know if they identify with a cat, a dog, what the hell they are. And I know from studying for years, medical, that is, for many, many years. I did it for too long, more than I wanted to. But my point is that there is a whole world out there, and we are constantly standing idle. We do what we can do. You have to do this, you have to do that for your kids to go to school. I know what happened to Skylar. I know what happened to Josh. I know what happened to the children that I loved so dearly. I know the things that happened with me and my miscarriages. I understand all that. Seth doesn't. The missing kids, their parents, they all say
Mhm.
the same thing. And I don't
Mhm.
know if y'all remember the case with Tyler Doyle, who went missing on the jetty in South Carolina. And everybody was thinking it was foul play. His parents are thinking it's foul play. The law enforcement don't think it is. Yada, yada. Anyway, his dad, Brian, has reached out to me several times. We've talked on the phone. I'm thinking about getting him up on the panel. I'm thinking about getting him up on the panel just so people can hear other parents. Because if you're only hearing about Seth, if you're only hearing Seth talk about the things that that doesn't set right with him when it comes to the investigation of his son, his disappearance, you'll hear other parents. You can hear other parents, and I think that that's important for an audience, followers to hear. Like, it's not just Seth. There's every parent that you talk to that's got a missing kid isn't happy with the way that the law enforcement. You know why? Because their kid is still missing. Imagine going years, decades, decades. Imagine that. We for
Because the
Seth.
system's freaking failing
God
because
dang. I mean, look at the damn judge, girl. Look at that damn judge. What
like
did
what the
he do?
fuck? I know, I know.
180 fucking days? Are you serious? Are you serious? Are you kidding me? Skylar was my stepdaughter who died of anaphylactic shock after getting it's a long story, and it's heartbreaking for me. It's heartbreaking for me because she didn't have it. She had two parents, a mother and a father, that were both junked out. They were junked out, and she had no. Yeah, we won't even go down that road with Skylar. But I'm glad to see that people are finally waking up, because I was the crazy woman back in 2016 and 17 when she got this jab. I was the crazy woman. Yes, Tony is still around. Tony is still around, but he has a whole job. He has a house, a family, and he has no time to be going back and forth with dumbasses on YouTube. He is a grown man, and he just can't. He's got things that he's got in the oven, and he's going to make sure that some of these creators, won't say any names, are held accountable for some of the crazy shit that they say on their channel. But Tony is definitely, Tony is definitely still in the picture. He's just not trying to be, he lost a whole year trying to help Seth. I mean, he done a lot,
Yeah, no kidding. What have you heard about Crime Time Buzz's at night? They said they reported some sort of facial recognition of Sebastian somewhere abroad. Have you heard that?
I saw that, but and I meant to ask Seth when I was on the phone with him, but I didn't. I didn't ask Seth what he thought about that. I don't know anything about that. He hasn't said anything. I haven't said anything, so I don't know.
Did you see it?
We're done.
Lady Freedom, did you see it?
I did see it, but I didn't know really what to think of it. If it was like something where they recognized an individual through the recognition, or if it was just, like I didn't quite understand everything. But I do want to say, I'm sorry about what happened, Jen, and I agree with you when you say that there's a lot, the parents that haven't found their kids, that they do show a level of frustration with law enforcement because their kids are still missing. So,
Well, yeah. I mean, how do you move on? And yes, Jen, I'm sorry for your loss and your experiences too. And that's probably why you're here. This is your
Exactly. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm
that's what I say,
optimistic.
Leanne. I say that too.
yeah.
I think that's why we're all here,
Yeah,
I watched a
yeah.
10-year-old be diagnosed with leukemia. He died at 14. I watched him die. The last words were, Jen, I'm scared. Jen, I'm scared. He's scared to die. He was scared to die. That was his last words. Jen, I'm scared. I've went through a lot of trauma. I went through so much trauma. And that's the reason why I do what I do, because astrology for me helped me to heal. And I want to help other people heal. But I also want to use that tool of astrology to map the geometric angles to try to help get better at finding the missing. There's no science to it. I can guarantee you that. There's no exact science to it to finding the missing, but I can intuitively read it and try to figure out where they could be. And a lot of times when it comes to the missing, as you see, I'm going to mark the landfills. I can guarantee you, I'm going to mark the landfills. I'm going to see what waterways are around, what cemeteries are around, because that is usually the top three. That's generally the top three when it comes to the pattern of what these crazy asses do when they do something to their children, Oh, hey, Diane. Yeah. Yeah. Diane was out there. She, good to see you, babe. She was interviewed by the Channel 5.
Right.
You're great, Diane. Thank you so much for
Yes.
coming, being a support system for, just to help find Sebastian. And, the hate channels are talking about, well, this is for Seth. No, it's not for Seth. We're not doing it for Seth. I promise you, I ain't doing this for Seth. I'm doing
God,
it.
I'm not surprised one bit, Jen, that they're over there saying all kinds of,
Oh
and
my
what kind
God.
of bad
Girl,
person
I'm a
does
psychic.
that?
I'm a medium. I'm all of this stuff. And I'm like, I literally have astrology in the front of the very first word that you read is astrology.
Right.
I mean, we're all intuitive. We're all psychic. It's just some of us are they can tap into it a hell of a lot better because they are gifted in that direct, that specific area. I'm intuitive. I'm going to read you intuitively. I'm going to read the chart intuitively. It's patterns. It's just a pattern. So people are just stupid. I mean, they're just so ignorant. And I'm like, okay, I won't say stupid. I'll say ignorant because ignorant is a better word. And it really does define most of the people that are just clueless when it comes to using your psychic abilities. Right, Liane?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Some
Every
of us
time I've gone against my gut, I've always regretted it. Every single
Yes.
time I had a bad feeling and I went against it,
Yeah.
I've regretted it.
Yeah, exactly.
Jeff, one day I was like, this today isn't really a good day for us to be going, and traveling far, but I'm not going to be fearful. I'm going to go ahead and do it because if it's in my fate, it's in my fate, whatever. And he just kind of looked at me with these big eyes like, are we about to die? And I'm like, I don't know, but this is not a good transit for us to be traveling far. We go, we're traveling and within, like 2 or 3 minutes, there's a car that's about to hit us head on. And Jeff swerves off the road. And he said, I guess this is it. I said, I guess so. Does that mean, and I looked at Jeff and I said, does that mean I'm psychic? And he said, no. Right. It's not. I'm not psychic. I just saw it in the transits.
Yeah.
See, that's why I don't even try to explain what you do. I just let you
right.
do it.
I mean, it's hard for me to explain it. But I mean, it's hard for Liane to explain. It's hard to explain if you have a vision or you get an audible or something like that. That's hard to explain. Unless
I'm still trying to sort of cut you off because I'm still trying to understand why I heard Minneapolis in my sleep and then Florida. And then I'm just like, I thought it was about Sebastian. And then we have that shooting in Minneapolis. If the next shooting's in Florida, I'm going to shit my pants. Because it's really fucking frustrating sometimes. It's not actually, it can be a blessing, but it's and you know this, Jen, like to have something that we do that can be so accurate and not always, it's just like cops are not always accurate. It's the same concept. Like sometimes you get the message right and sometimes you don't, just like they get good leads, they get bad leads. But for me, it's like frustrating. Like I get these dreams and these visions. It's like, well, I can't fucking do anything with it. Like it's so fucking frustrating. Like, what did that fucking mean? Minneapolis in the middle of my night. And then I hear Florida. Like, what does that mean? Like, what the fuck can I do with that? It's frustrating. So all I want to say, I guess, is it's not that people wake up and go, oh, I wish I had this, because the haters and the frustration, it's a compromise. It's a sacrifice sometimes. Like it keeps me up at night. I wake up when I used to get visions. It's not something everybody wants to have. Like, you don't say, oh, I want to have this nerdy fucking, gift where I wake up, I see visions in the middle of it. Like, like nobody wishes for it. Some of us just have it for fucking whatever reason, and we're supposed to do something with it. But in true crime, it's so frustrating, other than with the Find Me group.
It is. And I want to say something too, is that when I became even more like, I remember as a kid, like there's a lot, I could talk about this all night long. But so I've got Jeff standing right here. Remember, I'm going to ask him this, y'all. Hold on. Remember when we were driving the back roads and I said, I think that, what did I do? I just stopped. Did I stop?
You were talking about it before we left.
No, that was the other time. That was when we were going to Waverly. I'm talking about riding the back roads and I stopped and I was like, I feel like a car. This was another time with a car.
You were backing out of the driveway.
Yeah, I was.
And you felt like a car was coming and you stopped and like 30 seconds later, a car came flying down the road.
No, I'm talking about when we were on the back roads and I stopped. Remember, where the dogs sometimes will run out, not that big pond is to the right. Yep. And I stopped and I was like, this was another time. See, we have a bunch of times, but there was one time where the one that I'm thinking about, and I said, I feel like we're going to get, somebody is coming. There's a car that's going to come. And then a car came. We weren't on Waverly Road though. We were on the back roads.
Back here.
Yeah. And then it happened. Now that was like a psychic moment where I felt it, I sensed it. And that wasn't with Astria. That wasn't when I looked at the transits and I was feeling any kind of way.
Yeah.
This was a different kind of thing, you know? And so it's your gut. Some people say it's my gut instinct, you know, it's this, it's, you know, whatever you want to call it. But for me, I really came into that after all the trauma, after I called out for God and I saw a vision. And then I got an audible and he said, my birth time is this, this, and that. I mean, if you ask Jennifer, Astrology for Mystics, she's going to tell you she's got a whole chart that is the Christ in me chart, that Christ in me chart that I read, that I can read to you. And it's amazing. That day I got a vision and an audible that is his birth time or her birth time or that birth time, whatever. But anyway, I don't know why I went off the deep end on that, but I guess, you know, talking about Skylar and talking about all that stuff and, you know, the people that say that I'm a psychic medium, I used to call myself the Aquarian medium. And it's because if you have a deceased loved one and you know their birth time and you feel that person around you, don't even let me know that. If you say, hey, I'm feeling my mama, I'm feeling my daddy. Oh, we got their birth time and I got your birth time. Let me just look. There they are. There they are. You know, so.
Yeah.
I don't know how I felt. Sorry, y'all.
Do you mind? Do you want to hang out, ladies, for 10 minutes while we look at this note, and then I'm gonna call it a wraps for tonight, if that's okay. And then because I want to, if it's okay with you, Lady Freedom, I'd love to see what you think, what you think of this, because I had to boot someone off early on the chat because she really pissed me off. She's like, well, just because it's a TikTok video doesn't make it fucking authentic. It's like, listen, why don't you wait around? And I'm gonna have to change this. Like, I'm gonna have to change the name of the title now because this is the title. We haven't showed the fucking. I'm in 2.5 hours. I haven't even shown the damn piece of paper yet, and that's the whole topic of the stream. So, anyways, I'm like, chick, go if you don't want to wait around to the end of the stream to see the video to see that Rebecca Haro's dropping this note. Then you can go to the live yesterday if you don't want to wait around, or this morning. And she's like, nah. I'm like, okay, bitch, you're done. I'm out. Like, you're out of here. I'm just like, fuck off. I have no patience for people that dismiss something that they haven't even seen yet. Like, like, come on, give me a break. So I want to see. I think it's Jen. Do you think it's legit? I think it's legit.
I mean, she threw it.
Yeah, here it is.
There's something to it. She threw it away. Why would she do that? You know?
I just want to say I'm sorry. Thank you, honey. Oh, I'm so sorry.
I don't know who's talking to her at the end and what that's about. I find that so curious. Did you, Lady Freedom, did you see that? I'm going to rewind it again. Can you see her tossing? Because
I saw her toss it. I never watched this though. Like, this is the first time I'm seeing it.
But wow. Yeah. So
wait, yeah, you'll see
it. Wait till you see what it says. It's going to blow your mind. I think it's a map of where the baby is. But watch again. I think it's information on where Emmanuel is. Watch this again. So she's wearing the same t-shirt she wore in the press conference. And so did she go there earlier? Because there's a time discrepancy. Remember, there's a time discrepancy between the reporting and when she supposedly left the football field. I think this was a
Yes.
plea. Jen does too. Watch this.
Wow.
You can even see it's yellow. And so let me pull up the pictures. Let me pull up the pictures.
That is really something.
Yeah, and so this chick's coming on like, hey, I don't fucking see what the fuck you're talking about. I'm like, well, why don't you wait around and watch the video?
I've told people that too, though, because they'll come in and say something hateful. I'm like, look, simmer down, grab a snack. I haven't even started yet. Chill for a second.
I'm gonna have more people blocked on YouTube than I have followers pretty soon.
I know, right? And it's like, please. Oh, I got snapped the other day because I did read something wrong. The poor girl, she goes, no, that's not what I said. I go, oh, okay, I'm sorry, hon.
Oh God.
I had
So
to
I'm
put
gonna.
myself in timeout.
I know. Well, I've done that too. Like we all do that, sometimes you go, it's just, if people only knew how many block times I have to block people from the shit they say.
Oh,
So
yeah.
look at this. So this is one side. You can see the word family. You can see the word help.
Oh,
If you look
yeah.
at it sideways, you can see an arrow and
Mm-hmm.
it's infinity circle. And we were all wondering what this 1109 is. And then Brian Etten and Ashley Banfield do videos yesterday, and they talk about the charges. The 1109 are the charges that he had from his first 10-week-old baby he beat up. That's the
Hope wants to
1109.
know. Hope Flows wants to know, who is she carrying in her hands?
What's that?
Who is she carrying?
What?
Who's the mother? Who's the mother carrying the 2-year-old? Or
Yeah, the 2-year-old.
Who's the kid?
It's their 2-year-old, the one that got taken away from them now. Their
The little
child.
girl.
Yeah.
So when was this?
Well, that's what my point is. Like, she had to be planning. She had to be planning this, but it's the same outfit she's wearing. The same day they told the story of the kidnapping. Apparently, she's wearing the same freaking clothes, and she's in the Big 5 parking lot.
Because they were doing all the like vigils and stuff over there. They did everything in the Big 5. They didn't do it at the house. They were doing it all at Big 5.
Yeah. So yeah.
Wow.
So is your impression this is bogus? Just Lady Freedom, feel free to tell me if you think it's bullshit. I think it's like some sort of, you can see evidence or something in here. This looks like that highway exit here with the heart, with the highway through it, 8995. We've got an SOS. We put it into chat GTP and they said SOS at the top left. It's either 505 on the top left or SOS. You can hear.
I see all the kind of symbols and stuff. How now? What? Yeah. Now I'm just wondering where she. Not to cut you off. I'm sorry, Liane.
No, go for it.
But what? I'm just kind of like, okay, this is strange. But when did? So she. It was that day. Who's the camera? Who's the one recording? Do we know?
No, and that's why I just don't know. Like totally, like what Deborah's saying. Is this her trying to set him up, or is this her afraid and trying to send a message out? But we don't know. But that's what I'm wondering. Why is the person coming up behind her? It's almost like they're talking to her, like they planned this. Is this somebody she knew that helped her record this?
Yeah, because she kept saying, "I'm sorry." Somebody was saying, "I'm
Yes.
sorry, I'm sorry." Didn't they
Yeah.
say, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry"? Okay.
Yeah.
How weird. That's very bizarre.
Very.
So what do you, just first impression, Lady Freedom, do you think this is a setup like Deborah thinks? It could be one of the two. It could be total her trying to set Jake up, or this, to me, it seems like a plea for help because she's terrified of Jake. But I could be wrong, but that's what I pick up. Because she's got family help. You've got the arrow here. This looks like a B for baby. You've got this infinity circle, like this ongoing infinity of this child abuse, 1109. I don't know. What do you think? What's your first impression?
I mean, really, that it's just very strange and kind of where did the video originate? But it's like all of the symbols from, like you said, the case.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very odd.
Yes.
But I
So
would think, yeah, maybe she's trying to like code word, like in case he sees it, like if I'm thinking that way, she could be, in case Jake was to go over and pick it up, it's not going to say, baby Emmanuel is here, or baby, our baby
Mhm.
is, we need help, or I need help. Oh, wow, that's weird.
She's got the years 89, 95. It almost looks like a heart. I don't know. It looks like she was doing a lot of scribbling, and this looks like a lot of mental, like some mental health some mental shit going on right here.
I agree. Like it's definitely incoherent scribbling.
Yeah.
Then again, the other side does say, like, you could clearly see help.
Oh yeah.
Certain
Family and help.
family.
Yep.
And that looks like a B with an arrow, like baby, and like this infinity. Section 1109 is the criminal code for the 10-week-old for that they charged him on. So I read this as
Wow.
family help, this perpetual infinity cycle of child abuse. That's the child abuse code 1109. So
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think she dropped it there deliberately, hoping somebody would find it, and it's a plea for help. That's what my gut tells me. I'm not excusing her by any means.
Right.
She put baby clothes in the dumpster. She was caught on camera doing that. She concocted the story. But this guy and Jeff said it, Jen, when he was on. He like everybody thinks Jake's a gang member, and if that's who her husband is, and she has been abused with those black eyes clearly, and now he's murdered her child, she might be fucking terrified of this guy.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
100%. I hope she gets an advocate there, someone to help her through this, just to get him put, because if she doesn't have any history, at least we know she's not going to go off and hurt a kid necessarily. I mean, for her to allow for it is another story, and I don't excuse it, but I think she needs an advocate. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I don't excuse it either, but there's got to be some mental element to her. Like, there's no way you're beaten like that, like repeatedly. I mean, she's had two black eyes since before this case started. This guy's got a history of beating infants. You sure as shit beat the fuck out of her. There's no doubt about it. And
I'm sure.
I agree.
I agree. For the kids. I mean, he's going to be abusive to her too. Look, Jake was born in 93. Jake was born in 93. Rebecca was born in 84. So the 95 and the 89, I have no idea. I don't know.
Could that be the other child? The other children he's abused?
No, he was born in 93. So he was only 2 years old in 95.
He's a young guy. Yeah, he is young. She's older. She's an older
She's
lady.
older.
She was born in 84. She was
no,
born
we
in
looked at their birth dates and it didn't match. That's right.
Yeah,
we looked at their birth dates and it didn't.
So that's not, I don't know what 95 and 89 means unless it's 95 pounds, 89. I don't know what that means.
Well, see, I thought it was the highway where Jake took them, maybe the highway. Because to me, like this line through the heart on the top right, that looks like that highway exit. That looks like a highway with an exit. So I'm wondering if those are mile markers. Could be the roads. 80.
I don't
know. That's interesting.
We can always go back and look at this whenever it's solved.
I know. I'm really curious. And someone said they thought they saw in this bottom right where the plant is. Love you, Manuel. Love you. In that heart. I don't know. And this looks like here sideways in the middle looks like evidence or something.
It does kind of look like an E.
Yeah.
I can't
but
tell.
So does that B. If you look at it backwards on the other side, it does look like a B. Like the B could be an E backwards as well. Like
I know.
Like 3 with a line through it. Like that was weird too.
But we called the police. Lola is a mod of mine. She sent it to me. She found it. And Lola and I were on live and we both called and I called 3 times and they never called us back, either one of us, to see what we had for evidence. The woman just wanted to know if I had the original. I said, no, but I've got the video clip. I can email it to you with the pictures. Like, it's clearly Rebecca Haro dropping it. It's got to, there might be something here.
I know. I will say that I would like to see original or know who the original or where it came from. But like,
Yeah.
because I don't know, people, you know how they like to hoax things up, and then like, you know, it could be a person that looks like her with the little one, but I don't know. It looked awfully a lot like her in the video. I mean, it looked
It's
just
her. I mean, it's if you go to
like
the
her.
news.
Yeah, I mean, like the same build, the same, you know,
Oh, it's her, and it's the
everything.
same T-shirt she was wearing that night, and that's not a common color.
Yeah.
Like that's the
No.
same T-shirt that she's wearing. And I personally, my gut instinct tells me the person that came up behind her and that was saying, "I'm sorry," and she's crying was a friend, and they taped this or somebody she could trust before she went public with her story. That's what I think.
Yeah,
I don't.
that's so interesting though. Like you clearly see her throw a yellow piece of paper down in the ground, you know, in the ground,
Yeah,
on the ground. Jeez, how
yeah,
strange. I
it
mean,
is.
I think she is scared to die. I mean, I am of that opinion. I know it's not as popular, but you know, and I'm not giving her a free pass or excuses, but I honestly really do think that she's scared. And she's just sticking to the story because she doesn't know what he's saying. You know, she might not even know what he's doing, and so she's just sticking with the same story.
Well, think about this because I don't know how much you've been following it, but we were live 2 mornings ago and the mainstream media was reporting outside and the judge had said if you don't file in the next hour or so I'm going to file for you because they were still deciding if they were going to file murder charges against them. I don't think their case is that rock solid. And so that's why I was so
Unbelievable.
pissed off at that news conference. Every YouTuber that was following this case was on going at the 11th hour, oh my God, are we going to see charges? Are we going to see charges? Are we going to see charges? It was intense. It was like media was outside saying, we haven't, they're not on the docket. They haven't showed up for court. Well, they only have 48 hours to charge them or they have to release them. So they, like literally. So that's all going
Oh,
on. And that's why I was so pissed off at the arrogance at the fucking meeting yesterday, like at that press conference. And trust us, like your case is so fucking weak. You didn't even know if you're going to fucking charge the motherfuckers, and you got people doing tour guides on the fucking murder scene, and you want us to trust you fuckers? Come on.
what a
So
mess.
and yeah,
Oh,
right. Like that's why I was so infuriated. They didn't even know if they were going to have charge them. And so
wow.
so I said yesterday, you effers better have this evidence. I don't know if it's substantial or not, but until you've seen it, you can't rule it out either way. You didn't call me back, you fuckers. You better have it. You better fucking
Yeah, well,
have
I mean,
it.
and I know they like went through everything, but still, I couldn't believe they were allowing for that either. Like letting people even go anywhere near the crime scene that should be secured, taped on, and you know, and nobody should be disrespectful enough to traipse through there either, in my opinion. But
Right, exactly. Wait, there's a 995 in California. You know what, Johnny? I keep getting that they took Emmanuel farther away. I've done a few readings on it, and I keep getting the long journey card. And I was given a vision of them. You know those white camper things you put on the roof of your car
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
when you go that I got a vision of that. So I'm just wondering maybe they're not that close. Maybe they are. I don't know where the I-95 is, but we'll do that another day. But
Like
I don't know.
9 days though. Like they're talking. That's what they were saying. Like 8 or 9 days that before he was reported missing, he actually was
Yeah.
deceased already. So like that's a long time, you know, for them to travel someplace and back.
Well,
Yeah.
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 And for her
It
eye to
is.
heal up too, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like we have no freaking clue. Really. I mean, hopefully they do. We don't. Hopefully they have a clue. If they believe he threw the baby in the garbage, then he's probably at the landfill.
Yeah.
Yes, Donna, that's what I was given as a vision. I don't know what that means. See, that's the thing. The visions are real. It's my interpretation of them that's not necessarily always accurate. Does
Right.
that mean that they put them in a box or a container before they buried them? Does that mean they traveled? Does that mean they took them somewhere where they went camping or pretended to go? Like, what does that fucking mean? It's up to me to pick that up. And I took it as they went somewhere out of town and they were carrying him and transported him somewhere fairly distant from their house, but I could be wrong. That's just was my interpretation. I could be wrong. But anyway, so well, I'm glad to have you both up, ladies. Let me know
I
if you want
appreciate
to.
you, babe. Appreciate
But
Yeah,
y'all.
we need to do it again for sure.
It is fun. We should do it once a week. We should do a Friday night fun night or something and get a glass of wine or a drink or whatever. Um, I don't know. Anyways, we can talk about it offline, but it's definitely fun. I love having a panel up here where we can just shoot the shit. And but
Gosh,
yeah, I'll
there's so
get
much to talk about, I think. I mean, you never know where you'll come to a conclusion, too.
Right.
yeah, exactly. Well, I
You
mean,
know?
the other thing I want to get your I want to start covering Sebastian again, and I want to start talking about that shit that we got, that email that I got about the residential homes. Jen, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Jen,
Yeah.
have you seen that, Lady Freedom?
No, I don't think so.
Have you seen that?
I mean, I wonder about those homes though, because well, what I worry about is how secretive they are, the kind of history they have of just basically wanting money. I mean, it's just all about money, and then they'll take the kid. It doesn't matter. Like they'll take him in the middle of the night. Things like that. That kind of are similarities in the case, and makes me really wonder.
Yeah. Yeah, like we just don't know. I had somebody email me that was because I was like of the opinion with Sebastian, like, how does somebody get away with hiding him? Like, how does that happen? It just seemed to me to be unlikely. And so we started talking about it on the channel, and then somebody emailed me who was following and said she's been working in that field forever. Anyway, Smiley's story showed it is like forwarded it to her page today, and I told her show it because somebody came out and wrote me emails. She was debating about coming on live, but she didn't want to because it's very prevalent. It's quite prevalent, far more than we
Yeah.
know, and there's a lot of corruption with a lot of these underground residential homes that you can even have your baby adopted and name changed, all underground.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
it's, yeah, it's wild. It's wild. So I want to start looking into that because there's one of a couple things that have happened to Sebastian, and that's one of them, in my opinion. You
Yeah,
know,
I could definitely see that. I mean, no doubt about it. I mean that's still one of the things that's on the table for me.
yeah,
Because that would
yeah,
explain like Katie not really worried about where he is because she knows again, that's kind of what brings me back to it too, that it could be a strong possibility. And Chris is always saying how we're going to be sorry about the outcome if we think that Sebastian's no longer here, things like that. But he said so much.
yeah. Or when Sebastian's 18, he'll come walking back in the door. Remember that shit? And
Yeah.
if you want to find Sebastian, go to the church. Well, you know how many churches are involved in this? I mean, it's just wild, wild.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they were talking about
Totally.
it before he went missing, you know? And
So there's an hour ago, Nick Barris posted that there was a body pulled from the river. Metro police, that's Nashville. David
Cumberland. Okay. Yeah.
Police went to 1508 Lock Road on a report of a body that was found floating in the Cumberland River. Somebody
Mhm.
says it have a missing leg. I don't know if y'all have seen my video about the Wicks girls.
No,
Jennifer Wicks and Adriana. That's an old case, a cold case, and the guy that they found without the leg in Springfield. Remember they found a leg in Springfield in a creek, and
yeah,
is it Sebastian? Is it Sebastian? No, it was definitely not
Mm-hmm.
Sebastian. It was Joseph. Joseph Benton, who is people wonder if it's Joe, if he's missing a leg, but Joseph Benton, who is an evil person that preys on, in my opinion, with the Jennifer Wicks case, Jennifer and Adriana, Joseph Benton, old man Benton, he was sexually abusing the baby. And yeah, yeah. And they're on that. The family thinks that Jennifer and Adriana, her daughter, are on the property. So there's gonna be more body parts found of this guy. There was somebody found off Dickerson Road in Nashville without a head. That's
oh,
probably
God.
more than likely a homeless person. There's a lot of homeless people over there on Dickerson Road. It's a lot of women and men selling their body on Dickerson Road. Dickerson Road is a name. You say Dickerson Road to people that are born and raised or born, know anything about Nashville, they're going to tell you, it's sacred. But
Right.
so we have another body that's found, and I'm going to have to put it on the maps, the different maps that I have for the people that are missing in Tennessee.
That's wild.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Sebastian. We know that because, no, not
Thank
Sebastian.
God, right?
No, I know. I really think he's alive now. I didn't before because I've channeled him, and I know it sounds absolutely fucking crazy because a psychic medium, I've channeled, you never channel someone that's alive, but I really wonder if I talk to him telepathically. I have had telepathic experiences, mind you, with other Reiki healers and other really spiritual people. And I know that sounds fucking crazy, but I just wonder, like, we don't know what the autistic brain can do, right? Like, we really don't know. And
We really
I don't
don't.
know. And that's why at the beginning I thought, well, I'm not channeling a live person. Jen, did
Right.
you ever get a
You wouldn't
chance to
think
look at
so.
that? No, you wouldn't think so. Did you ever get a chance to look at that video and the members of allegedly I was covering Karen Reed when Sebastian came in the first time? And it's about the 50-minute mark. And anybody who was here, if you go to watch it, you'll see my eye was black. I was in so much pain. And so I was just assuming, he was deceased. And I got the whole vision of a fight with him and KP and Chris in the garage. And then they did hit him in the head. And then they put him in the back of the trunk. So
Oh, okay.
I in the garage, and then it was so traumatic. I was live. I literally shut it down. I'm like, I can't do this. Is this traumatic? I can't do it. And then I stopped it. So visually, I couldn't see what was next. And so my thought that he had passed would make sense, But now I'm wondering, did they just hurt him? And then they took him out, carried him out because he was injured. And they took him and sent him off somewhere. I don't know. But I can't ignore that episode. Like, I think there was a fight. I think there was a fight before he was carried out. Anyways, wild. It's just wild.
Chris also had all of those, marks on him too that were kind of defense wounds, like he was.
Yep.
So that does bother me too, I mean.
Yep. Yeah. Because
But he could
Sebastian
have put up
probably.
a fight and just not, maybe they didn't know that he was awake or something, I mean.
Yeah, Jody says I can't ignore the audio. Well, this is it too, and you can't ignore. Oh, did y'all watch the interview that the freaking the Hatfields put out on theirs of the old interview of Chris? And he's starting to talk about that video now. It's like, oh, so you believe the flashlight video now? Did you, dumb fuck? Do you realize that you can see somebody coming in and out of your house in that video? Like, you're so fucked now. You're so fucked. You've admitted you believe in it now, you fucker. Like,
oh yeah, that one was a real doozy. I was like, I'm glad they put that out. I'm very grateful for that because that was eye opening. Thanks, Chris.
I know.
I'm like the nasty ass honey badger. Thanks for the treat, stupid.
I know. I mean, that whole SF and them out there trying to debunk that whole thing is just like, oh my god, guys. Is this your defense when you're in court in shackles? Is this your defense? That somebody was walking their dog and they walked right into your front arm, into your door of your home? Like, come on.
Exactly.
Like, idiots.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, and that's it too. I mean, they want us to look at every other piece of footage in the neighborhood that night besides the 3 a.m. lights. Like, can you be more obvious?
Oh, that was just a garbage truck. That was a garbage truck. Come on already. It was a garbage truck.
Yeah, that's right. The garbage truck. Yeah, thank you.
And then, anyway. Okay, ladies, listen, it was nice having you. I'm going to head out because I'm tired. I'm going to be live tomorrow. If you ladies want to do a live jointly, I'm happy to go on one of your channels or whatever, but I do want to get either Jack and Lily or Sebastian going again. I'm kind of tired of Emmanuel for a little bit now. It's too much. It's been really intense for the last 10 days, 2 weeks with Emmanuel.
Poor little guy. No, it's sad. No, yeah, anytime.
Okay,
Liane.
let me know.
Jen too.
Let me know. And Jen, are you going back out with Seth tomorrow? Jen's off with Jeff doing this, feeding the chickens.
Oh, you're funny. I was actually, if y'all were hearing a bunch of static, I was pulling up Sebastian's map. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
I want to tell Diane that I did put the there was remains that were found on a concrete slab in Clarksville.
Oh.
So, anytime a body or anything like that is found, I will go on my maps, the ones that I've created for the state of Tennessee, and I will put, especially the ones that are missing closer to Clarksville, I will put it on their map. So there was remains a couple of days ago found on a concrete slab, and I'm talking about they were decomposed remains that were found on a concrete slab on, I think it was Dunlop, something like that, Dunlop Road. But
So how long were they there for? That's weird.
Yeah. It with Sebastian's map, it's where the state of Tennessee has a lot of pain. So, we'll just have to wait and see who even though the lines are pulling it, it doesn't mean that that's Sebastian. Yeah, they were remains. They were decomposed remains. That's what I read. Now, if I'm wrong, let me know. But that's what I read. They were decomposed human remains. It wasn't like a body found,
Interesting. Like they must have been concealed from view somehow to compose, and nobody smelt it or found them, or.
Yeah, you can Google human remains found on a concrete slab in Clarksville, or you can just Google body found in Clarksville, Tennessee, and it'll pull up a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, little Miss Sharon, we enjoyed hanging out with you too. We have a great community here, and I always love having you two up. Well, I shouldn't say always. We've done it 2 times, 3 times now, but it's fun.
Yes.
It's fun. It's fun.
Very much so. Thank you so much, Liane. Thank you. And thank you, Jen, too. And just everybody that went to, I was about to say a vigil, but, the protest demonstration, I guess is a good word, demonstration. That's what I was
I think me and Jeff are going to go tomorrow. Diane said that she's going to go tomorrow. So that makes me happy. That makes me happy that we're gonna be able to show up there one more day. This is the last day, and I need to do a little Facebook post on the group. Let everybody know that, this is gonna be the last day.
Yeah, I'll try to jump in and watch a little bit tomorrow. I'm gonna be doing my live earlier in the day because I'm going to help my daughter with my 2 grandsons because my son-in-law is working overtime, and they are like 2 and 4, and it's just like hell on wheels. It's like, they're fun, but they are like full on like wrestling with each other and body checking, and it's like it's wild. It's like really wild. They need full-time care, the 2 of them.
Right, you gotta watch them. Yeah. That's too funny.
Hang on.
Yeah, it is saying a body. You're right. It's not saying human remains. I'm sorry, Diane. It is when I look at it.
You hear me now?
Yeah.
Oh,
it is saying a body. It's not saying human remains. I don't know where I got that from.
Okay, just a body. Okay.
A body.
Down.
Okay. Holy smokes. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
I can't hear you. There you are. Okay, everybody. Thanks, everybody. My earbuds are done. Okay. Love and light, everybody. See you soon.
Thank you, guys. Good night.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Thank you, ladies. Good night. Thank you, everybody in the chat, and thanks to the mods for doing a great job. Love and light. We'll see everybody tomorrow. It'll be earlier in the day for me. Okay, it'll be earlier in the day for me. And I'm going to try to get that reading out on Jake and Lily that I wasn't able to get out today, but I got to work on my laptop because it's literally going to implode. It's like it's dying a slow death over here. So love and light, everybody. Have a great night. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you for being here. You guys are awesome. We absolutely love you. I love you, all of you, so much. Thank you.